Saw him starring here in the 1979 grand final. That knocked back into play, and of course went on to a goal. His team went on to take victory. They're playing St Kilda, and the Saints are going from left to right. St Kilda have won 3 flags in the reserve grade, Carlton 6, and as I said, they're going for back-to-back flags. And it's Poursanidis who will get the Saints underway first up, going for their first since 61. Ball spills out of the grasp of Alistair Ford and is seen over the boundary line. Half-forward flank for St Kilda. So, good start for them. I think I said they were going from right to left, didn't I? That's the way they are heading.
Yes.
Ball just being knocked towards the boundary line. We haven't seen that many head guards in evidence in the seniors this season. They seem to have gone out of vogue a little bit, but Chris Garrett wearing one. Doesn't look that much like Peter Garrett, does he? Throw in half forward flank, almost into the pocket for the Saints.
And the Saints have a chance to score. It's only a few metres out. The Blues tap it out. It's a good play by Hooman. Saints out of trouble again. It's Kane Taylor. And his first kick in a grand final, and no doubt these young Saints, whose average age is approximately 20, will relish every second of it.
Stephen DeRuy up towards the wing for the Blues. All St Kilda have the numbers. Jim Buckley off the ground, though, gets the Blues into attack for the first time. Ogier overruns it. Here's Harms. Great pick-up from Wayne Harms. Looks for somebody and finds Ogier, who's done very well. The left foot kick won't quite make the distance. St Kilda there in numbers into defence. Bit of shove in the back there, and the free kick will go the way of Andrew Jobling.
Handball out to Hodges. His Gamble on the back line, kicks the ball just across the centre. One Blues having to beat 3 Saints there and doing it well. All road looked a bit slow, but he gets a good call from Phillips. The umpire's got that kick, which is coming down to the half-forward line. It's Gerard Butts. Now he's a good 80 metres from goal. Kicks it in between 10.5 forward and full forward. Need a high leaper here. Ogier over the back. Good play by Tomei. From the back pocket, here's Hannah in front position. Got to beat 2. He's doing it well. Can't judge the bounce. The turf would be in delightful condition. Oh, he was pushed off balance. That was Whitty. Buckley. Played in many grand finals with a great campaigner, but the kick is not good. The Saints in the van to take it, or can they? Tap over the back there by Poursanidis for Carlton. Aggressive Brad Shine, and the kick coming back to Garrett.
It makes its destination in Jobling. He can't pick up. Cops a high one too. Buckley feeds the handball out. Chance now for Phillips up towards the forward pocket. Here's Poursanidis. Good mark. No 15-metre penalty. And Philip Poursanidis came into the team last week in the preliminary against Footscray. Kicked 5 goals. He's not really that tall, but he's built very strongly, and a goal in the opening minutes of this match will certainly give him plenty of confidence. Good spearhead for the Blues to find right on grand final time. Leans back on the kick, makes the goal umpire work, but it's through. So the first goal of the reserves grand final goes to the reigning premiers. One straight kick leading St Kilda yet to score after 3.5 minutes.
And we see the play here again. A little bit of a high tackle there by the Carlton player. It spills out. A long kick up to that forward line. And a well-judged mark there by the Carlton player.
And he's one that's migrated from the under-19s, and there's a lot of footballers playing senior football who've come up from the under-19s, particularly from the North Melbourne club. The Blues need to attack again. Good stuff. Phillips. Poursanidis again. No, it's not. It's Ogier. Poursanidis was right alongside him, and Ogier's using some experience, which he's picked up these games with the senior club.
He played quite a lot of senior games earlier in the season, Ogier, and he looked quite promising. But, of course, with Carlton's wealth of talent, it's very hard to get those opportunities there on the forward line. But
he probably had a better season last year.
Yes, he was actually he was a spearhead for quite a few games early in the season, but fell out of favour.
Looks a bit like Robertson, doesn't he, with his hair and his actions, and he's had a kick. and he's missed. But that's all Carlton on the board with 1 goal. 1.
So plenty of people here wanting to see the Saints win their first reserve grade grand final since 1961. 66, their last and only senior victory. Let's see if they can answer the Blues scoring. Nowhere for that man to go. Buckley throws his opponent down, and the Blues are back into attack again, up towards half forward. Uses his body well. That's fine work from Poursanidis. He is very hard to move when he gets in front position. Oh, the kick not too good. Hooks it, and here's Garrett. Saints out to the wing. Chance now for John Peter Budge. We saw plenty of him in the seniors this year. He's got plenty of toe, but matched there by Carlton's Brown. Oh, high one there. Davenport really copping it. Just a touch groggy. Davenport puts it up into the forward pocket. Chance for the Saints here. Oh, it almost played that, not quite, to Ford. Snap comes at goal, just on the wrong side. So St Kilda get their first score. Kicked for them by Peter Budge, who followed down well from the wing. 6 points the difference. There's one of the anxious watchers. One of the 1987 Brownlow medalists. Great to see Tony Lockett out there, and no doubt he was in the rooms before the match. Geeing the Saints on. Handball back in board from Dwyer. He takes it back again. Oh, good bustling run outside 50. He's going very close. Another behind for the Saints. The difference is 5 points. We've played 6.5 minutes.
Yeah, perfect conditions here at the MCG for watching it. I don't think I'd be very pleasant out there, because it's going to be a very hot and windy day this afternoon. There'll be a few players calling for the water bottle very early, I think.
Well, I'm sure they will be. All a long kick out from the Blues. They transfer it further downfield. Phillips has the football, digs his nose into the turf. He's between centre and wing on the outer side, and the MCG, it looked like velvet. Oju again. Yes, he really worked hard at that one. He ran, stopped, kept his opponent out, waited for the flight of the ball to be at the right position, and then just grabbed it like a good full forward. Blues with 1-1 on the board. Oju had one miss. It's going close, a little bit short. Fingers as the goal umpire had a bit of a stumble there, and the Blues move on to 8 points.
We've got a couple of handy forwards there, this Carlton side, Ogier and, of course, young Poursanidis. Taking a couple of very strong marks and looking very dangerous.
2 against 1, Blues favoured here. Seen over the boundary line by Road. So the Blues have the reserves and seniors in, and there's the man in charge of the seniors' fortunes, Robert Walls. Wes Lofts just in the corner there. He has got here, even though Stephen Goff couldn't provide him with a car park this afternoon, which he wasn't too happy about. But last year the Blues won the reserves grand final. It proved a bad omen for the seniors. They went down. Garrett, he's done pretty well. Got the ball off there to Dwyer. Dwyer centre wing for the Saints. Oh, the pass just too long for John Peter Budge. The Breeze would be taking it into that pocket. So Carlton have the free kick. Half-back flank to the wing. Green goes up 45, taps it down, but only as far as Road. Thought about the right boot, wobbles it with the left up towards half forward. Lamb sees it over for the Saints. Oju trips over him. Throw in, half forward flank. 6-point lead for Carlton. We've played 8.5 minutes. A fairly low-key start. Crowd starting to come into the MCG. And the new red seats over there, replacing the old splinter jobs as Buckley fires from 50. Can he get back in time? No, it's a goal. No, just the wrong side, was it? Or did he get a hand to it?
I think the umpire indicated when he touched his chest, it's my decision, but I think it was a behind. But anyway, the Saints out from goal. Little chip out here to Corkamillas. Well, then back was Odgers. Odgers on the half-back flank for the Saints. Now kicks a high one, and Hannah for the Blues comes. He got a good run at this. No, didn't go in it terribly hard. Well, hard enough, in fact, it was Peter Budge. Now, we already mentioned he's played some slashing games for the ones. Up the full forward. Oh, Corkamillas ran in. Would have been a hard ball for Corkamillas for the Saints to grab, and he transferred over from the Blues. And certainly he's given St Kilda's new look side a big lift.
Yeah, good courage there by Corkamillas, because he was going in with the flight of the ball and could have been really crunched there.
Oh, fine pick-up. Shot at goal. Manning has missed it. So the Saints wasting the breeze early. I guess Burnett is favouring that end, but
yes, it's hard to tell, Peter. Been a couple of goals kicked in the under-19s up at the main scoreboard end from the 50-metre mark, so it's always tricky to win here at the MCG.
Brown has it for Carlton. Play coming over to the members' side for one of the first times for the said afternoon before. We're not used to calling games in the morning. In the morning is Shine. Some seniors experience as well. Blues get it up over centre wing. St Kilda have the numbers here. The mark taken for them by back there. Who is that? Gary Odgers. He gets into the middle. Paul Tomei.
And Tomei, then they've swung the play from one side of the MCG to the other, and that's certainly creating the sweat. And it's quite warm here at the MCG already. Oh, strong mark. That was Edwards. Awkward kicking style, but he shoots it across the half-back flank. Blues having a little bit of trouble trying to pick it up.
Brown.
With Brown, and eventually gets it across to Rode. And Rode delivery was dreadful. Saints pick it up. It's Ben Ingleton at half-back, and St Kilda seem to have picked up their play. They're getting more used to the football. The disposal's not quite as good, but as Carlton, but neither side doing anything great at the moment. Devonport now. Oh, chopped off. The Blues will come out of it. They do now. It's Deroux. Williams. Rhodes slips over in the middle. Oh, crikey. It allows Bly to rush through. Good shepherding, but I think the Blues and the Saints players who rushed to the goal square there knew it wasn't going to be a goal. There's a man who had a shot, Dwyer. He's playing well so far in this opening term.
Yes, he has. He's had 4 positions so far, and we've only played 11 minutes, and he's given the Saints a fair bit of drive.
Kicked 4 behinds so far. Saints 4 behinds, 2 behinds for Dwyer. Mark taken by Kane Taylor. Thought about the long one. Now goes to the edge of the square. Oh, good strong mark. Peter Budge. He's a very elusive player. And directly in front, shouldn't have any problems.
If he kicks it, they'll lead.
Yes, another young Saint, only 19 years of age. Played a few senior games, and really over the last couple of seasons, St Kilda have recruited very well. There's a beautiful kick for goal by Peter Budge.
And St Kilda snatched the lead.
Yes, first goal to St Kilda and first goal to Peter Budge. But really, the future looks pretty promising for a lot of these St Kilda players. They've recruited really well, as I said. The seniors with 9 wins for the season. And now the reserves playing off in the grand final. The future looks pretty rosy for the St Kilda club.
Kane Taylor has some big raps, the man who passed it up there to Peter Budge.
And there's the right place to be, in front. And a good strong mark to Peter Budge.
So at the 12.5-minute mark, Saints hit the front for the first time. Korkomilis couldn't get it away, but he might get a free kick. Held after the ball was knocked away from him. Spiro Korkomilis, centre for St Kilda. Kick just a little bit long, but the backs come in for the knock, and they clean up nicely. Away goes Foster. Centre wing, Odgers does the spoiling. Shot through by Korkomilis. Good play. Jobling. Procrastinates a little bit, then puts it high. Difficult in this breeze. Peter Budge is always the target. Battles on well on the ground, but the numbers are there for Carlton. And it's Shine who eventually gets it out there. No time for him to get it away there through Starbuck. Green comes in 45 to spoil. Throw in just forward of the centre wing for Carlton, and after initially having all the attacking, haven't had it up over half forward for a while. Coming up to the 14-minute mark.
A lot of empty seats, but as the minutes go by, they're filling up, and in the next quarter you'll see a difference out there in the crowd, and of course in the last quarter they'll be very vocal. They'll be screaming their heads off, and these reserves players will get the taste of what it's like to play in a grand final. Certainly from the noise factor. Gavin Dorr, Mike Snedden and the umpires. The ball up on the outer wing. And he ducked right into that.
Yeah, it's a good decision there by the umpire.
Yes,
thought it well, Jeffrey.
Yeah. So it's Brad Shine will take the free kick and the 15-metre penalty because the player did not give the ball back to him, and he gives it a long shot. Oja, not this time. He gets it again, and he's tackled around the neck, and he'll pick up the free kick. And Oja should score a major from here. They're down by a behind, so the game has a lot of interest so far. 9 points Carlton, 10 St Kilda, and that was red hot, that one, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was the high tackle. He also ducked a little bit. I think the tackle was applied before he did duck. But a good chance here for Ogier.
Took his time. And another Mr. Ogier. Well, he's kicking the game away for him.
Yeah, that's 3 behind, so Darren Ogier. Could have really started off, had a big first quarter had he kicked straight.
Scores dead level. Reserves grand final. Blues a chance through Road. Got met heavily by Korkomilis. Got the kick away and put it out on the full. Pressure from former teammate. 5th kick for Road. Also senior experience. So a smattering of 1s out there in the 2s this afternoon. The big leap. The knock came from Williams. Gamble. Happy to see it go over the boundary line. About 40 metres around from the Carlton goal. Excuse me. Glorious day for football. Viewing, perhaps. There might even be some sunburn before the day's out. Expecting a top temperature of 30 in Melbourne. Nowhere for Road to go. Edwards went barrelling out of the pack. So St Kilda getting to the grand final from 3rd position. Carlton getting there from 4th, and Hawthorn really folding. They finished 3 games on top. Footscray, grand finalists last year. Similar performance from there in 2nd. So unusual. 3rd and 4th place sides playing here. One's had to win 2 games, the other 3.
Yes, that doesn't often happen, Peter, does it? You see that the sides that finish 1-2 not playing off in the grand final.
The Saints may be the favourite anyway. They've not won one of these reserves since 1961. They're doing pretty well. That's a nice kick. Oops, oh, Dwyer just a little bit long for him, or didn't read it terribly well. Phillips kicks the Blues into attack. Oh, Ogier again, he's showing his Harms. That's the goal. And Wayne Harms, who we all remember that magnificent effort of his in the 1979 grand final, there's still a spark left in him. And that puts the Blues in front by that goal that Harms kicked.
Yeah, he showed tremendous dash there, Wayne Harms. Here it is again, Ogier, a great leap. But Harms reading it perfectly, dashes through. And still showing plenty of pace. He hasn't been able to crack many senior games this year. But still only 27 years of age, and if he wanted to, I'm sure he could get back into that side, or he'll be a handy player in any senior side if Carlton don't want him.
So he'll set himself for a big pre-season, perhaps, to get back to his fighting weight. As Edwards knocks it forward to Harms. Rifles out the rocket handball, but just a little bit astray. Williams pushed off it to May, taps back to Evans. Breaks clear as he got support, yes, but Tilley dropped it. Shepherd's off for Evans. Kicks blindly up forward, could come off for the Saints. Carlton, Darui beaten there. Handball, 2 handballs astray. Finally, it's Brown who clears for Carlton. Peter Budge can't get there in time. Throw in half back flank. Carlton under a bit of pressure. They lead by 6 points. We've played 18.5 minutes.
Low-scoring first quarter with 2 goals for the Blues, 1 to the Saints. The Saints have it now. It's Garrett. Here he is again with a helmet. Hannah, beaten by Korkomilis. Korkomilis was tripped. Maybe a trip and a shove. I think it was the trip. Korkomilis. This will be interesting. They've been level at one stage in this first quarter on 10 points. It's his 5th possession. He should kick the goal. He's a very experienced player. Very quick and thinking ruck rover type. He's taking in a deep breath. He's got a kick from 35 metres. And that sounds good. Is good. So the scores are level again on 16 points. Korkomilis' first goal.
Yeah, very good kick for goal by Korkomilis. We have a look at it again. We have the free kick. He attacked this ball with a lot of desperation, Spiro Korkomilis. There it is, the free kick for either a trip or a push in the back. I'm not quite sure. But he made the most of his opportunity anyway and put through a good goal.
Does seem a more determined player since he went to Moorabbin. Chance for St Kilda again. They're starting to get on top. Dwyer's been a driving force and straight onto the chest of Ford.
Big
First
player.
mark. He is a big
Strong.
boy.
Oh, magnificent physique.
194 centimetres and 94 kilograms. That means something to you. Recruited from Footscray. And it is a left footer. He's put it right across the face. No score. Oh, Peter Budge, almost would have been an impossible goal. And his teammate, I think, on the line yelling that. It would have been a bit difficult to pass to somebody from there as well. He was really hemmed in.
He did well to read it off the pack, but his angle was almost impossible.
He's an exciting player, isn't he? Daru out to Williams. Well, the Blues looking all right at this stage. They have a run down the wing. It's Majorak. Oh, trapped it very nicely on the half volley. That was Herman, Ian Herman. Across to Poursanidis, number 57. He's striding for it. Oh, Gamble chipped in front, got the football. He was helped out there by Lamb. Playing the back line.
A lot of trouble there, Jeff.
It's Garrett.
Garrett, is it? Yes, Garrett with the helmet on. And in a lot of pain. Looks to be that left knee.
We've lost count of the knee injuries we've seen this season. Chance now for Carlton. Phillips couldn't score. Herman starting to come into the game a little bit and holding the ball against him. Gamble plays on, but I think he'll have to come back before Odgers can set sail. To the right man, the man who put the tackle on. And that's bad luck for young Chris Garrett. Started off pretty well. To kill the half-back flank.
And he kicks it to the man who's just replaced Garrett, and it's Frank Cabani. And he runs into that one nicely. Got a bit of dash and go, and he switches distance or tack there. Handball's good. Looked really good as it came quickly across to Ingleton. And where's Peter Budge? Oh, Blues tap it out. Here's Peter Budge. Making the ball work for him. Tackle, put it away. Shown a lot of experience there. Thrown aside. He didn't have the football, and Peter Budge will take the kick. St Kilda are leading by one behind. There's 17.
There's a bit of Baldock about that.
And I think this fella's going to win the game for St Kilda. Not this quarter, of course, but in the next three. He's such an exciting player, and he's the star on the field so far. But can he kick the goal? Bit of wind there. You can see how it holds it up. And it's through. His second goal in this first quarter.
Yeah, he is an exciting player, isn't he, Jeff? He's been in everything up on that St Kilda forward line. Kicked 2 goals, 2 for the quarter. St Kilda have only kicked 3 goals, 2 coming from Peter Budge's boot. So he's very dangerous up there in the St Kilda forward line and giving the Carlton defenders a few headaches. There's a St Kilda player now injured, and maybe the ankle.
Ground, of course, will be quite hard. But the Saints starting to find their feet on it. Doing well in the reserve grade grand final. Williams out position. Devonport. No one to give it to. But he wasn't being chased that hard by Carlton. Back it comes to Devonport. That was good running. Oh, he's burnt them off from 55 metres. Who's there? Chance for Page. He's fed the handball out. Shot from Tomei. It's there. Oh, the Saints really getting into gear now. 23.5 minutes gone, and they've kicked 13 points clear.
Yeah, that was brilliant play by St Kilda. They're looking a little bit more desperate than Carlton at the moment. There's a couple of instances there that Carlton really didn't chase hard enough. And here it is, down on the forward line. The handball out to Tomei. That came from Paul Page. A very good, quick-thinking hand pass from Page. And Tomei, an excellent snap for goal. Now, good lead to St Kilda coming up towards time on. 29 plays 16, and they've broken away a little bit at this stage.
Centre bounce. Jim Buckley. Is it? No, it's Wayne Harms again. He can kick a football a mile, and it's a score, but it's a behind. And Wayne Harms figuring prominently after a fairly slow first 10 minutes.
2 goals in it. St Kilda lead, and making a good position out here on half back. The sprawling Kane Taylor wanted to get it going to Ingleton. Fakes again, and he's gained a good 20 metres. Now Taylor rifles the long handball, in fact too long. Lets the lone blue in there. Road does nicely. Hands it off to Majizak. Low pass just out of the reach there of Phillips and over the boundary line. Half forward flank for the Blues. They trail by 2 goals.
Yeah, they messed that one up, Peter. They had a golden opportunity there. Had that handball been on target, they would have been right up under that forward line, but unfortunately it was well off target.
Well, he was getting their dander up now. Oh, his drive for St Kilda. Number 20 missed him. That's Shine, tripped. Held. Yeah, Brad Shine's going to take this in the arc. Is that right, Bernie? In the arc? I not know it's arc, but it's the new expression I heard last week. He's got it in the arc.
I don't think we're going to get 40 days, 40 nights of rain today.
He should be able to make the distance anyway from there.
2 goals down. Brad Shine.
And he does, and he puts it right through the middle. Great kick to Brad Shine. Another Carlton player with a lot of senior experience. Oh, well, a bit of senior experience, not a lot, but he looks a lot like Wayne Blackwell. And here's the kick for goal from about 45 metres out. And he put it right through the middle. So Carlton now kick 3 goals 5 to St Kilda's 4 goals 5. And we're at the 26-minute mark of the first quarter.
And of course they lost Wayne Blackwell at training a week and a half back. So he's not there to take his place in this. I think the ball's gone to the wrong player.
It's 15 metres, 2 players on the mark, I think, and it's Kilda's Dwyer.
I think it's got to come back to Edwards here to take the kick.
Oh, sorry, yes.
Yeah. A bit pedantic, perhaps. Was it a centre square infringement, or?
Yes, it was.
It doesn't really matter who takes it, does it? Well, almost a mark to Poursanidis. Gamble back between his legs, and Tilly has it stolen away by Harms. The opportunist again. Just the wrong side. That was brilliant poaching from Wayne Harms. He's had 5 possessions, and he's kicked 1 goal 2.
It's going to have an influence on the match for the Blues now. 5 points of difference. Oh, good steal here. It's Ingleton, and the kick. Oh, that's too well. Can he follow up and do something with it? No. Ooh, crunch. Buckley was grabbed around the neck, and the umpire let that one go. A good twist out of trouble here by Majorak. It was Tomei, turned his back on play. Here's Oja. He's looking like a prancing pony. A good smother here by Gamble. Gamble on the wing. Not a good kick, but the Saints have it on their half-forward line, and the ball is rolled out of play. It's just on the where the arc meets the boundary line.
Yeah, great chase there by Mark Gamble. Ogia did everything right, but that was a persistence, and it paid off for Mark Gamble.
Ruckman take one another out of it. Hands quickly off to Korkamilis. Driven out of defence by Rode. 7th possession. Harms. He's found plenty of pace in these opening minutes of the grand final. Gives it away to Evans. Target was Shine. Didn't quite mate him. St Kilda straight up in the air. Tilly comes running in. Oh, almost a collision between he and Evans. Taken away by Phillips. Up to half forward. Loose ball. Oh, a little spill there. But he's kept his head well and got a free kick, Jobling, and away he goes to the centre wing. Spiro making position. Former Carlton player, away he goes. Korkamilis, centre wing, up to half forward. Almost Carlton there in numbers. Taylor, thrown to the ground there was Manning. Off to Korkamilis, he's followed up well and missed everything.
Oh, shocking miss there by Spiro. He really took it easy in the end when he had that kick for goal. Had plenty of time and made a real mess of it.
This first quarter in the reserves grand final is really warming up. It's almost siren time. And a very slow start from both teams. But now 7 goals up on the board. Blues kick the ball back into play. Jim Buckley's going to do some shepherding here against Tomei. Allow his teammate run in there in Brad Shine, and Buck gets it. He's out, and so is the ball now.
They've been hitting Buckley pretty hard, the St Kilda players. I think they know he's a key. He was inspirational last week in the preliminary final against Footscray. And at quarter time, it's St Kilda who have the lead by 5 points. And the goal kickers up to quarter time for the Saints. John Peter Budge 2, Korkamilis 1, and Tomei 1. While for Carlton, Shine, Harms have kicked goals. And I think I've missed the other one. Poursanidis, of course. Yeah. Number 57, you don't normally have to look that far down on your run down, do you? So it's 5 points, the lead to St Kilda at quarter time. So just a little breather there as the teams take the huddles up. Right on centre wing position, Gary Colling, very experienced senior player, 265 games with the Saints. He's in the middle of their huddle. And Cole Kinnear looking after Carlton. He took over in 1984, runners-up that year, and then 85. A premiership victory last year, and going for back-to-back flags this year, but they trail at quarter time by 5 points.
ABC brings you the Sports Arena World of Golf. Exclusive coverage of all the major tournaments this year. Live action from the New South Wales Open, the Australian PGA, the South Australian Open and the Australian Open, with all the big names from around the world, including Greg Norman, David Graham and Lee Trevino. From the first tee to the clubhouse, the Sports Arena World of Golf on ABC soon.
In Sports Arena this Sunday, the grand finale to the football season as winners celebrate and losers wonder what might have been. We'll have highlights of the first of the NBL finals between Illawarra and North Melbourne. We'll profile Australia's champion sailboarder, David Sheen. We'll marvel at the precision of Australia's #1 formation ice skating team and the determination of some very special golfers overcoming a seemingly impossible handicap.
Well, I hope you're enjoying this very special day in Australian sport, VFL Grand Final day. We're 1 quarter into the reserves and the atmosphere really starting to build here at the MCG. If you've just joined us, good afternoon yet. No, still good morning. It's been a very long morning, I can tell you that. A 5-point victory to North Melbourne in the under-19s over Richmond, and it's a 5-point lead for St Kilda at quarter time in the reserves. Jeff Leake with me and Bernie Quinlan. Fair reflection, do you think, chaps, on the first quarter's play?
Yes, well, Carlton did start off well. They had most of the play in the first 10 minutes, but after that they struggled a little bit. St Kilda with plenty of determination and desperation, and they're a fairly young and enthusiastic side, and they fought their way back into it with Peter Budge up on that forward line playing havoc. He kicked 2 goals 2 for the quarter, and
well, we had 4 goals 6 up there, 30. The scoreboard has 4-5-29 for St Kilda, but we'll stick perhaps with the scoreboard. But John Peter Budge, the major goal kicker, and he perhaps the only man that really knew what he was doing shooting for goals at that end. But as you said, Bernie, it was the Blues who got underway, and they had some spearheads to aim for up forward. Yeah, well, OG, of course, with his senior experience, did well up on the forward line early, but St Kilda really managed to get on top. They managed to also get the ball out of the middle, which is, of course, very important, and gave their forwards the first use of the ball.
And Bernie, you see some of the stars haven't had much football this season, with Wayne Harms playing well for Carlton. Oja, who had a better year last year, was saying, than this year with the seniors, is playing well. Peter Budge, and maybe we can throw in Corker Mealis for St Kilda, and what about number 20, young Mark Dwyer?
Yeah, well, there's plenty of senior experience out there, and that's what happens when, of course, with Carlton, of course, playing with the seniors in the main game. There's plenty of players with senior experience. There's another one, Rode. That was a bad loss for St Kilda when Garrett, that's right, Garrett was carried off with, I think it was an ankle.
He started pretty well too.
Yeah. There's the stats, pretty even there in the kicks. St Kilda 42, Carlton 41. Marks pretty even, free kicks very even, handballs to the Saints just up 16-12. The rucks are very even, and scoring shots 10-9 in favour of the Saints. So a very even first quarter all round.
Well, the umpires for this game are Gavin Dorr and Michael Snedden. I thought Gavin Dorr might have been an outside possibility for the senior game. The games I've seen him umpire this year, he's done very well. But he wasn't in the squad of 3. And just a little bit of a delay before we recommence because Garrett has been taken off on a stretcher into the dressing room. So obviously we won't see any more of him today. And there we go. And oh, he may have broken a leg. He looks to have it in an inflatable splint there.
Oh, that's crikey. Yes.
That's
a terrible way to finish the season.
Very sad.
Yeah. They had his boot off fairly quickly. His burn may have been an ankle, and they were taping or removing the tape. Yeah, what a way to go if it is. I hope it's not for the youngster.
It's not an injury you see too much in Australian football, the broken leg. It happens a lot in soccer, but well, not a lot, but more than you see in Australian football. We tend to have ligaments and cartilages and things going before the bone actually goes.
Yes, it's good that there's not a lot of those serious leg breaks. Of course, Gary Lyon missed the finals for Melbourne with a broken leg, but I think it was the first one for the year.
Centre bounce, and it's the Blues kicking to the left. Tomei for the Saints kicks into the forward line, down to the big scoreboard end, and St Kilda leading 29-24. A lead in the pocket. Or forward. He is a giant. Beautiful mover. His shot for goal haven't been up to much, but he's kicked them from further out on a bigger angle. That's his second mark, and that's a pretty strong mark. Perfect conditions for the tall players today. 2-mark overhead.
Yes, they should be really able to take those big marks today.
So here he is, Alistair Ford. Beautiful kick, lovely style. It's a goal. And a good opening in the second term for the States to kick their lead to 11 points.
Yeah, they've got a couple of handy players up there on that forward line. Peter Budge took the mark, and beautiful pass found Ford on the end of it. And really, Peter Budge is the player up on that forward line that is setting things up for this young St Kilda side. He's had 6 possessions already, and they've been telling possessions also. 4 shots at goal and a beautiful pass there to Ford.
Carlton want to answer that one pretty quickly. Edwards' tap taken by Poursanidis. He drives the Saints up to the edge of the square. Ford up behind the pack. The roving. Chance now for Manning. Goes out wide. Oh, he's trying to pinpoint Tomei there. Very difficult. He didn't have much room to move. Chance now for St Kilda. Oh, that was not a bad effort. The sprawling shot at goal from Dwyer. He almost got the right hook on it.
He's third behind. It's disappointing, isn't it?
Yeah, he dropped it well on the boot. He tried a banana kick on the run, which is not very easy to do. But obviously got a few skills, Mark Dwyer.
There's a focal point up there with Peter Budge and also Alistair Ford. A nicely judged mark there by Mark Edwards for the Carlton team, out in the half-back flank.
And a 15-metre penalty.
Brings him almost to the centre, and another 15-metre penalty. And they're huge this year, and they're meant to be huge. Here's Hannah for the Blues, up into the goal square. Poursanidis, knocked away from him by Lamb. Pick up by Buckley. Clever shot, but not on target, Jim. And it's a behind.
2 behinds from 5 possessions from Jim Buckley. He's really gone salt and pepper over the last few years. Poursanidis the target. Good mark. He would have heard those footsteps coming down on him like a herd of elephants as he backed back there and held it nicely. 9th possession for Spiro. Into the centre of the ground he goes, and you don't need to be told who he's aiming for. John Peter Budge is the Carlton Senior Brains Trust watch on. 4th mark for Peter Budge. Manning has it knocked away by Darui, but the Rovings with St Kilda from 50 metres. And again, no score brought up. So they wasted opportunities to the Richmond end, and they're missing them to the main grandstand end. I think that was Jobling there that missed with that one. Knocked to the ground by Tilley. Here's Herman for Carlton. Plenty of men out there. Edwards knocks it down. Advantage will be paid. Away goes Phillips to the wing. Brad Shine here. Knocked over by Jobling, so he'll take the free kick. Brad Shine, centre wing for the Blues.
Gets a lead. Ogier. Slowed up, waited to take it on the half volley, then gets a handball back into Foster. Poursanidis, well, cleverly, if he had a player there, but he didn't, blitz the Saints in to Ingleton. It's a mark by the Saints out on that half-back flank. It's Gamble. Oh, a drop one there. Could he make up for it? No, he's fighting like a terrier. It's Evans. Tried to get away from the tenacious Herman. Here's Dwyer. The St Kilda team with it on the back line. A man loose in the centre. He gets it straight over the top. Taylor. There's a run here. Looks all right. The Saints into the half-forward line. Oh, but kicking it to whom? No one in particular. It was a shocker. And Fraser Brown for the Blues takes it out easily. A mark and a shove in the back.
Foster it is. He comes up between the legs of Jobling. And some of the disposal's pretty poor, but the target's found. Shine is up towards half forward, and there's the mark from Odgers. He's the one that ran nicely down this member's side and delivered it badly. Good roving. Away goes the Saints, and it's Kane Taylor driving up towards half forward. Just too long. Blues have the numbers. Page hopes someone's on the end of that one, and I don't think he even made contact with the fist. It's that game they play with those hooked sticks and they throw the ball.
Yeah,
it's supposed to be the fastest game in the world.
Hurling.
No, that's the Irish game where they just whack one another on the head with paddles. You know the one I'm thinking of, Jeffrey.
It's in Mexico or something.
Yeah, that's
right.
right.
Yeah. Here we go, the Blues through Whitty. Oh, the pass is meant for Korkomilis, and it's warming up here in Melbourne today, as Korkomilis has had many fields of the football today, and certainly one of the best players for St Kilda. Not kicking it anywhere in particular into space. Oh, the Blues clear it relatively easy. Man in front should have marked that was Evans. It's Poursanidis, the Blues man, who's taken the football between centre and half forward and kicks it. Hannah's a big chance here. He ran a mile to get into position where that football was going to land.
He's going to give this away, I think, unless the umpire saw the first one.
Oh, he's getting it, I think. He's going to be given the kick by a look of...
no, it's
not really your right.
He's reversed the decision. Has he or not?
I think he's going to bounce it, is he? No.
He's giving it to an out roll. Let's have a look.
It's Gary Odgers. He just gives him a little slap across the face.
And he just pushed him down.
I don't think he
hit him under the armpit. Yeah.
He hardly touched him. I just collapsed, hoping that there would result in a...
Isn't it wonderful when you have the opportunity to look at a slow frame or a frozen frame after the event?
Oh, it was worth the try anyway, I suppose, by Odgers.
Boys, Hannah, and Hannah's kicked the goal. It was a great mark. A little bit of thumping, biff and clap. And it's brought the Blues within 5 points of St Kilda.
Yeah, nothing in this game. They're both having a real good hard go at that. There's a good mark to Poursanidis. He stole it away from the St Kilda player. Sees Hannah running down to the forward line. Plenty of pace, Millen Hannah, and a good strong mark there. A little slap, nothing too much in it from Odgers. I think he was hoping that the decision would be reversed.
That was the slap, and then Millen gave him the tickle. So a goal apiece in this second term. Still the lead for St Kilda as it was at quarter time, 5 points. Buckley wouldn't bounce for him. Edwards. Oh, he's got the free. Didn't quite see that one. But Edwards launches it from the middle. Gamble will go the fist here, knocks back in the head Ogier. Handball comes out to Poursanidis. He's got it. Number 2 for Philip Poursanidis. And he's put the Carlton side in front at the 8.5-minute mark, second term.
Yeah, it just shows the importance of getting the ball out of the middle to start off with. There's a long kick. Ogier should have probably marked this one. But however, it bounces down. Good handball by Phillips over to Poursanidis, and kicks a good goal from a fairly tight angle to put the Carlton side in front by 1 point.
Another infringement in the centre. Edwards across to Shine. Shine's kicked one goal, a long kick. Poursanidis again. I don't think he was quite sure of himself getting in the air this time. Here's Phillips. This time's a pop. It's a goal. The Blues quickly wrestle back the lead.
Yeah, they've got plenty of experience, this Carlton side, and I think it does help, especially in a big game like a grand final like this. Here it is again. Spills out to Phillips, who of course gave that last handball to Poursanidis, and that's an excellent left foot goal. Great goal by Phillips.
So accuracy starting to come into the match after some early wasted opportunities. The ground starting to fill up as we approach the 10-minute mark of the second term in the reserves game. Carlton are going with the breeze in this term, though, and arriving with the marker's Page. Won't get an advantage of 15 metres. Plays on quickly. Didn't quite make the target. Forward. Handballs to Evans. Bombs from 50 and bombs out on the full.
Poor percentage kick, that one, Jeff, wasn't it?
Yes, and he's had a few games in the senior team as well as Evans. That's probably why he's playing in the reserves with a kick like that.
That was a great mark, though.
Yeah.
Taken there by Paul Page.
Here's the Blues. Mark dropped there by Gerard Butts. Has another chance to clear it now. Looks a bit like Steve Kernahan. Bill and Hannah are all over his back. They realise how good he is. Brad Shine thumps it to the ground. Oh, a nice pick up here.
Hodges.
So, Hodges kicked the half forward. Peter Budge again. Watch the skills. On a good run by Evans. Can he make up for that bad kick a moment ago? No, it's right across the front of goal. Alistair Ford, number 34. It's a little bit slow in point-to-point running. And the ball out of play. Carlton leading 43 to the Saints 36.
I thought they did that over fences. Don Scott into point-to-point, isn't he? Williams. Would have been a miracle if he found Herman there. He can tap it out. Couldn't quite get it to Derui. It was Dwyer that dived in. Oh, very careful not to give away a free, but he has given away the free there. Starbuck into the back of Spiro Korkomilis. 11th possession for Spiro, and he's not without a chance into the breeze. It'll be a very good kick. He's going to cross in front of goal instead. Majizak knocked. His shine. Oh, taken away by the running Phillips. Drives it down half forward. Ogier, front position. Couldn't quite bend down. Some Kilda there in numbers. Could be a free kick here for Shine, yes. And Buckley takes it, advantage played. Gets some good shepherding from Phillips. Jim Buckley's going to do it all his own from 50 metres. Oh, this is beautiful if it's got the legs. Almost a course Poursanidis mark. Whistle's gone. It's been played a St Kilda mark. And it's taken back there by Lamb.
Now Lamb quick to get the handball away to Ingleton. And the kick running to that outer wing. And here's Evans. Gets the ball up. His disposal could be improved. Oh, he's got a dash there. He's run a good 50. He tried too long. Went too long. Tried too hard. Not good team play. And he's given up the free kick.
A couple of mistakes there from Evans. He showed plenty of pace, but the Carlton player behind him showed plenty of pace also, and a good chase.
It was Williams who got the reward. Oh, great diving mark from Majizak. But over the line, says the umpire. So it's out on the full. I don't know if that angle will quite tell us. Yeah, I think he was over. It was a great mark from Mark Majizak. Jim Buckley snares it in the middle. Loses a few more hairs in the process. Drives up towards half forward. Poursanidis front position, outmarked by Lamb again.
Off. Round the...
Poursanidis. Head off.
He was thumped there.
It's against Gamble.
So Poursanidis a chance to kick his third goal, and Carlton took back the lead in this second quarter. They've got a point in front there on a goal.
That's unnecessary, that, Jeff, isn't it? Because the St Kilda were away, and all he had to do was get his body in the way.
Let's look at a message out there quickly, Bernie, from that, shouldn't he? So he has a feel for kicking goals this afternoon from 35 metres out. And that's put them in a good position, the Blues. It's his third goal for Poursanidis, the full forward. And a shocking mistake, as Bernie's mentioned, from St Kilda's Gamble.
Yes, it was Mark Gamble who gave the free kick away. Here's a good mark to Lamb. held up. Here's the runaway, and here's Gamble, lifted the arm. And, of course, the umpire saw it, was right in front of the umpire. And Poursanidis kicked his 3rd goal, so he's having a good afternoon, we ended the afternoon just, or nearly. But he's having a good day anyway.
Takes some getting used to, doesn't it? Harms. He's 70 metres out here. He keeps it low for Poursanidis. A beautiful pass. And it's Lamb this time who throws one. Poursanidis gives one back. And from directly in front, he can kick 2 in 30 seconds. A spearing kick from Wayne Harms, stretching there in the square.
Yes, and he's called for the water bottle, and I can understand that on a day like this.
He's hooked it back. Poursanidis, 3 goals in the term, 4 for the match so far after 5 last week. Starting off in the middle with Edwards' knock.
Here's the very experienced Wayne Harms dashing through the middle. He didn't kick it as well as he could, but it fell in the right place, and a good strong mark to Poursanidis playing in front under a lot of pressure from Lamb.
Now the pressure's on the Saints. They started the quarter 5 points in front, and they've drifted away to 19 behind at the moment. And Poursanidis with 3 goals in this 2nd quarter. We're at the 15-minute mark. The Saints need to get something moving quickly. Peter Budge is on the bottom of that pack. He's a player who could lift them, who could do it. He's kicked 2 goals.
Unfortunately, Jeff, they can't get it out of the middle very quickly at the moment, can they?
Let's see what happens this time. Edwards a bit strong, a bit tall there. His drive for the Saints kicks him, but it's a wild kick again, and St Kilda's kicking to position is not good. The Blues in. Hannah knocked away from him. That was a good effort there by the Saints. Kane Taylor. Here's Shine. Worked the ball pretty close to the boundary line of tap in front of a very full members stand. Full with people, I mean.
Yeah, I think people, though, that have reserved seats are just holding off coming a bit. They don't fancy sitting in this sunshine after hibernating all winter. There'll be some pink flesh before this day's out, I think. But those that don't have reserved seating, wanting to get here as early as possible to make sure they have a seat. Looking away there to the scoreboard end, the Ponsford stand there on the right, part of the outer. Shine gets it forward. Good running there from Majizak. Left foot kick, chance here for Oja. Just getting it inside. Darren Oja almost off. He's coming around to really improve his angle. The umpire's not bringing him back at all. Oja's gained some ground here. He could nearly kick a goal. Oh, well, I think St Kilda would have had some complaints there if that one had gone through.
4 behinds to Asia Burney. A good player getting the ball, but certainly not as far as converting is concerned.
No, that's right, Jeff. He's kicked fairly poorly towards goal this afternoon, and we've seen him a lot in the senior games, and he's kicked well for goal, so a bit uncharacteristic.
Look at Lamb. He kicked from an absolutely dead slow start. The Blues Phillips has kicked it out on the full, so Lamb will have another kick. From the back pocket. Carlton recovered well in this 2nd quarter to kick 5 goals.
Gee, Lamb's done what used to be unpardonable. Straight across the goals. Dwyer was in the open, though, and watched go over by Butts. What about, you know, kicking across the goal? Never do it.
No, the coaches encourage it nowadays.
Yeah, that's right,
Peter.
Even though in the old days, if there was a bloke on his own as much as that.
Oh, the old days, they wouldn't know.
No.
It'd be unforgivable, but obviously that player shouldn't be allowed to get out there by himself. Someone's not picking him up.
Shine. Had plenty of touches of leather up to half forward. He's really doing well, Edwards. He almost beat 2 there. Tilley's long handball for St Kilda. Can they make something of this? No, Rhodes in the way. More sandwich, but he still gets the ball clear. Millum Hannah, corner of the square, feeds it inboard to Majizak. Butts, very Kernahan-like, but not in the delivery. Through for a behind.
Yes, he is very much like Kernahan. That's his first score for the match.
Here's Lamb. Down to Corcomelis, knocked away from him by Shine. Phillips, Buckley in the 50-metre arc. Lamb, did he touch it? Didn't matter anyway, it was a behind. And Carlton have really retracted things a great deal in this second term. Now Lamb's normally kicking off, he races out, he'll take that kick out now, and St Kilda got some problems on their hand because Carlton have taken the game from them in this second quarter. Frank Carboni, the man who replaced the injured Garrett, and he's off very quickly. Oh, a floating pass up to the forward pocket. Peter Budge again. Kicked 2 goals. Running through is Dwyer. Now Dwyer 60 metres out. Shocking disposal. Was meant for Alistair Ford. Ford was on the wrong side of his man anyway, and that's finished up where it should have done. Out of play.
Good pressure there by Jimmy Buckley too, because he put a lot of pressure on Dwyer as he had his kick, and he couldn't really place it to the full advantage.
Ford 31 against Rui. All Carlton here, and happy to see it go over, is Peter Kenny. The men taken out of the 24 for Carlton were Bassett, Reynolds and Noonan and Bell. Interchange O'Sullivan and Miller. Of St Kilda, Gladman, Gardner, Littler, Freeman and McElwain missed out. Carboni and Tilley, the interchange. Here's Shine. Oh, did that very nicely. Really cool in defence. But he's given the ball away. Dwyer. Down goes Tilley. And Carlton managing to hold the ball in through Jim Buckley. On the 50-metre line, St Kilda in attack. And this term, they've only kicked 1 goal, while Carlton have added 5 goals, 4. Carlton to the wing. Not holding his marks, Oja. Shepherding the ball there away from Hannah, but he dived back in nicely. Here's Taylor. Nowhere for him to go. St Kilda really not in numbers at all. Beautiful pick up from Herman. Here's Darren Oja looking left and right, really taking his time, and mown down by Evans. Ingleton. Poursanidis pushing him backwards, but he does it very well. Ingleton in defence to the wing, out to Tomei. Hemmed in. He handballs in Hope, trying to set Dwyer away, and it's knocked over the boundary line by Starbuck. Throw in centre wing, and it's Carlton who hold a 22-point lead. We've played 21.5 minutes, second quarter.
And a big second quarter for the Blues, who've taken control of the game. And the star, and there's their full forward, and Philip Poursanidis, who kicked 3 goals for the quarter. He's kicked 4 in total. Peter Budge, he worked very well in that first quarter, where he kicked 2 goals. But the Saints have gone backwards. Carlton had some wonderful players. Oja, of course, has done everything right except put them on the scoreboard. He's kicked 4 behinds. Poursanidis, we've mentioned him, was great. The Blues into attack once more on the half-forward line. Oja again. It's like a prancing horse the way he runs with his mane flopping out the back. He's good to watch. He's put down, and well after he disposed of the football, it's his 8th possession. And Poursanidis with 3 in this quarter. He's kicked it towards him as well. He's number 57 for the Blues. Have a look at him. The Saints stump it to the ground. Page, the Saints. Oja again. Oh, a blind one to Herman. Back to Oja. It's good football, but he tripped over Tusick there. Down he goes. Lets Tomei in for the Saints on that back line. Can clear up towards the wing. Whoops. Oh, not this time. The Blues seem to have St Kilda's measure. Oh, Peter Budge ran into a high tackle then, and he'll pick up the free kick.
I think it's
Gary Hodges.
Yeah,
I think Peter Budge. Gary Hodges. He's a terrier. Ducks his head, runs into the packs. He gets a lead from Peter Budge, but his opponent had a fist in the way. Buckley. Herman. Nice blind turn. Right into trouble. He was pinned by Page. A beauty.
Yes, he's got the free kick though, I think, Herman. I think it was a high tackle the umpire saw that as. The first one may have been a little bit high, Jeff.
Yes, Bernie, I can see that.
Arms were coming at him from everywhere. In front, Lamb hits him on the face. Harms off the ground. Taylor has to clear desperately for St Kilda. He's got the pace to be first there. It's Shine against Peter Budge, so he did well in that exchange. Taylor, they've got very hesitant St Kilda all of a sudden. Hannah hasn't scored, but we're in the first term. After the first 10 minutes, they were running in numbers. Their passing was accurate.
Well, I think they'd be feeling the heat already, Peter.
They do look to be wilting just a little bit.
Corcomelis was running everywhere. He's slowed up, hasn't he? Speaking of one of those players, Jim Buckley again. Every time he gets the ball, they're after him. Here's Evans. Pass down the flank to Peter Butch. Clever control onto the boot, but didn't go well. Carlton men raced in there almost to chop it off, and then Foster.
Is there a temptation on a hot day like this, Bernie and Jeff, to perhaps try and keep something in reserve for later on?
Oh, I don't think so, Peter. I think that if the ball's there, they go as hard as they possibly can. But it's just that it's so demanding on the body conditions playing that when they're not used to it. You know, playing usually in about 15 degrees, 16 degrees, and all of a sudden you're playing in 30 degrees temperatures. It's really draining.
Carboni inside 50, up to the edge of the square. Oh, chance off the ground. Couldn't quite get it through. Yes, eventually it's a St Kilda goal.
To May, I think. Was it?
Let's try and getting it's Manning who's kicked it. Opportunist. Devonport couldn't quite get it off the carpet, but Manning was there to clean up.
Yeah, well, they needed that one badly, St Kilda, because it's been a bad quarter for them. They've only kicked 1 goal, 1 for the quarter before this one. Here it is, the goal to Manning, yes. Andrew Manning, for his first goal for the afternoon. And St Kilda, well, they need to get a few quick ones. Time running out in this second quarter, 26 minutes gone.
It's only their second, and Osia's playing beautifully, unselfishly to Poursanidis. His 4th goal for this second quarter, his 5th for the match. He is a star and a major reason why Carlton are leading 64 to the Saints 42.
Yes, well, they answered that one very quickly. And Poursanidis has been a real star up there on that forward line.
10 goals in a week and a half.
Here it is. Ogier has shown plenty of dash. And, of course, he finished off the good work over to Poursanidis, and an easy goal. But they've got plenty of good players up there on that forward line. And it just shows the value of winning that ball out of the middle again, because up in the forward line in a flash, and the very hot condition, it's making it difficult for the defenders to really put a lot of pressure on. And Carlton really starting to run away with this game.
Poursanidis has kicked 5 goals from 7 kicks. Straight through the hands of Butts. And away goes Williams, cops a high one. Advantage will be called. Harms couldn't take control of it. Green being battled there by Ogier. Herman's a shot at goal. And we've seen a lot of out of bounds on the full today.
Yes, and I think the wind would be contributing to that factor.
Gamble. St Kilda warming up on the bench. Ball on the handball Dwyer. Across the top there to Whitty. Well judged, Mark. It was Derui for the Blues down to the half-forward line. Oh, eager hands there. Here's Evans. 2 of his teammates down the field. Here's Dwyer, and Tomei, if he wants to give it across to, he does now on the wing, and then back to Dwyer, and he'll run into trouble. Up on the wing, here's Odgers. Oh, should have marked that. Oops, Devonport.
Peter Budge.
And into the pocket, or into the goal square now. Oh, the Blues get out of trouble beautifully here through Kenny. The handball, the kick, up towards centre. Jim Buckley, beautiful handball this time.
Herman drives it up to half forward. Knock away by Lamb. Taken by Ingleton. They've had trouble getting it over the centre with any precision. St Kilda, not much movement on the half-forward line for them. The players tend to have to run it up that wing and run into a brick wall.
Yes, they haven't delivered the ball with any precision at all in this second quarter, St Kilda, and I think that's been mainly because of the pressure that Carlton have applied.
Tilly tries to grab it out of the air, gets it on the ground. Who's on the end of it? Buckley sweating on him. Keeps battling though. Well done, Ingleton. Handball into the centre for Dwyer. Now let's see if he can pass to someone after a good run. He has. He's picked out a man on the half-forward line. Couldn't hold it though, Taylor. Goes back into pressure. Phillips does well, Kane Taylor. Good determined play. Handballs to Dwyer, who's followed down nicely. 70 metres out. The pass intercepted by Rode. Kenny couldn't get his boot to it. He's still being held, and he'll take the free kick at half-back. We've played 28.5 minutes, and it's a 22-point lead for Carlton after they trailed by 5 at quarter time.
A lot of authority in this quarter. Here's Butts, who alternates in the ruck with Edwards. Well, Buckley had it summed up, but Jolbing came in, and Jolbing takes it away from Buckley, and he was tackled. The tackle slipped down low. Evans for St Kilda, and the Blues have certainly picked up in their tackling, their running, their kicking to position is much better in this second quarter.
Yes, they've fallen right away, St Kilda, haven't they, this quarter? It's
They've only kicked the 2 goals for the quarter, Bertie, which is a real surprise. No, this time Korkamilis has gone out of the running as well. He was very lively in the first quarter and the opening 10 minutes of this second term. There's a free kick for a push in the back. And the kick across into the centre where Phillips takes it. Good quarter, second quarter for Carlton, and they go in for the long break, a 9-10-54 to St Kilda's 6-6-42. And that guy there, well, look at the suntan oil on, and the girls are out there with low-cut, I'm going to say topless, low-cut dresses and low tops on there.
Topless low-cut
topless blokes. And that's
yes, they're really dressed for a cricket match, aren't they, the crowd today?
Umbrellas used to keep sun off, not to keep hail, and, as we saw in some of those shots from earlier in the season. We have had some wet days, but it hasn't been a really wet winter, has it, in Melbourne?
No,
it's interesting. We can't see, pardon me interrupting, if they had some cameras in the centre of this ground just to show it around the crowd as the players get that view of it, particularly when it's jam-packed and the ball's about to bounce to start this marvellous game off. I'm speaking about the senior final, but just a sea of colour. And the noise is unbelievable too.
Either of you play in a reserves grand final?
No, I didn't.
I played in a couple, yes. I played in a losing one and a winning one. Yeah.
Do you feel a bit like a sideshow? You know, the second billing.
I must admit you do, from recollection. I'm not that was just my point of view, but in the last quarter it starts to get a bit keen, particularly if it's a close match, and then you realise that you've been out there and training and working all year, and just because it's the reserves, it's still the end result is winning the flag, and I think you get a bit keen, but at the start you feel as though it's a sideshow.
Looking over there to the silos over there in Punt Road.
I think that was showing 29 degrees, Peter.
Is that? Oh, right.
It was, yes, 29 degrees. So they'd be really feeling the pinch out there, especially maybe it wasn't too bad in the first half, but this second half they're going to really struggle with these conditions.
Well, 29 at 2:30. We're going to get over the 30, I'd think. At 12:30.
Yeah,
by 2:30 we're going to be well up over the 30, I'd think. So the restart in the reserves grand final, and it's St Kilda with a job to do. Carlton lead by 22 points. The Blues going from left to right in this third term. John Peter Budge off the ground. Gamble couldn't control it, and it's Rode who gets the Blues into attack to start the term. Harms couldn't quite hold it. Hannah got a bad bounce, but Harms is back in there. Oh, look at the skills. Glorious pickup. Driving kick up towards Poursanidis. Almost one-handed. Through the legs of Evans, thumping at something. It wasn't a very convincing effort, so the umpires penalised him for holding the ball. Pass comes out to Carbone.
It's on the half-back line, and swinging play across the other side of the ground out to Dwyer, who was a very good player for St Kilda in the first quarter. Perhaps this is the Saints' turn, this one, the third. Over to John Peter Budge. He kicked 2 great goals in the first term and kicks the ball. Not a well-placed kick, but turned out okay as Page grabs it. Now,
Manning.
I'm sorry, Manning. Manning, who kicked a clever goal in that second term. Andrew Manning. His 4th kick, and they badly need goals, with only managing 2 in that second term to Carlton's 6, and the Blues ran away with it. Manning's kick is not a lot of power in it, Bernie, but he managed to score the goal.
Yes, an educated kick, wasn't it, Jeff? Yeah. He didn't put too much into it, just got it over the line. Well, there it is again, and there's that man, John Peter Budge. And it didn't look like it was going to be a good kick, but the wind held it up there in the end, and good play by Andrew Manning to get in front, a good lead and a strong mark.
So the Saints have the breeze in this term. Carlton certainly made the most of it in the last, kicking 6 goals. Saints have started off well. Knock from Edwards. Williams leaves it. Butts cops one high. Advantage call. Buckley just watching Corcomelis as Butts goes from 50 metres. And the mark to Poursanidis inside the line. This will test Philip Poursanidis out. He's only 10 metres out from goal. Very acute angle, his 5th mark. Favours the right footer. Only his 8th kick. Oh, not a bad effort. Oh, what conversion rate from Poursanidis. He's kicked 6 goals from 8 kicks.
Well, that was an amazing goal because he was hard up against the boundary line. There's a kick from Butts. And Poursanidis has been a real headache to the St Kilda defence all day long. There's a kick where he kicked it just inside the boundary line, very tight angle. And 6 goals. It's been a great effort from Philip Poursanidis.
So he's kicked 6 of Carlton's 10. And the Blues lead 70 to the Saints 48. Edwards again. As Peter said, he's been doing very well on the ruck. Whoops, a bit of bother there. The Blues, but they storm forward now with Hannah on the run and a powerful kick. Man in front is Lamb. He's marked it well in Poursanidis, and boy, he's got a lot of work to do there to try and stop this starring young Blue as Lamb plays out towards a half-back flank on the outer side of the ground, and Hannah, with a man standing a distance away. Oops, we'll have a run now. Saints get it out of bother up towards Evans. Meant to pat it down to someone running through and gamble but can't, and it's taken by Herman. Handball here by Phillips, or Phillips kicks it now. Oh, again. Very strong mark. Majorczak.
Yeah, Majorczak, he had a taste of senior football earlier in the season as well. And a great mark. They've got plenty of variety up there on that forward line at the moment. If it's not Poursanidis taking the mark, it's Ogier, and now Majorczak chipping in. And they really seem to have too many big guns firing for the young St Kilda side at the moment.
That's Saints have kicked the goal, the Blues have kicked the goal. This might be the Blues. No, it's, gee, that's surprising. It really slowed up as it was heading towards the scoring area. A bit windy there, and it's dropped out of play. On the full, the Saints will pick up the free.
The job to do, St Kilda. And what's happened is he's kicked it into the man on the mark.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, you could count on one hand the times that's happened this season.
And the players knew the decision then because they all ran to the position. That's good. Understanding the rule book.
Straight off the hands. A bad kick from Lamb. Unforgivable, really. And they could be punished by Butts. Well, no, he's missed.
Yes, and they're starting to do things very easily, Carlton, because Butts just grabbed that one out of the ruck, no pressure applied, and ended up he could have probably taken a little bit more time shooting for goal.
Hodges picks out Ingleton, feeds it on to Dwyer. He's got plenty of open space in front of him. He likes going for a run, but will he have something to kick to on half forward? His 17th possession. Falls a bit short. All the fist, the Blues. Over the head of Rode. Grabbed by Gamble. Keeps it low. That was a good kick there to Peter Budge. He spotted him, but pretty hard for him to control it.
Campbell's been moved out of the back line and is now playing up across the half-forward line. St Kilda have made a few moves.
Ross Smith down there on the bench, it looked like.
A few of the Saints around today to support the reserve side. Their first won one of these grand finals since 1961, and that was the year that the Hawks won their first ever senior, I think it was their first ever final, grand final. And the Saints have won 3 of these reserves grand finals, the Blues 6, and to throw in St Kilda's half forward line and pick it up, the Blues pretty quickly get it out of play as Starbuck kicks them forward up towards the wing. The big fellow Alistair Ford's having a run on the ruck in this third quarter for St Kilda. He was playing on the forward line, but didn't do a great deal. Kicked the goal in the second quarter, and you'll see him here, big tall blonde fellow will run in number 31 to see how he is as a ruckman. No, he can't beat Edwards. Shine gets it onto his boot. Ogier is prancing in front of his man. He misread the bounce in that time. Tapped through the legs there by Whitty, who's hurt himself. And the ball to be thrown in. Carlton's half-forward flank.
Forward 31 for St Kilda to do the ruck work against Edwards. Over the top. Butts came. Again, that double-pronged attack. Jobling, 32. Shine has done well. Ooh, holding the ball. No. Taken over the boundary line. But that doesn't matter, as we've seen earlier in the season in the final series.
Yeah, that's right. If the free kick's there, the umpire does pay them, whether they're over the line or not.
23-point lead for Carlton. Again, it's this two-pronged ruck attack. Butts and Edwards, but it's Carbone who gets St Kilda away. That's a good bustling run. He wouldn't let anything stop him there. So he got some support. He has. Spiro Korkamilis. He goes across to Dwyer, always elusive. Now can they make something of this, St Kilda. From 45, oh, that's a good pass. And Manning's got loose and will line up for his second and third of the match altogether, second in this term. They moved the ball very quickly there. It's Carbone who really set them going.
And good chase there by Jimmy Buckley.
Yes.
He never looked like it, but he never gave up that chase.
Andrew Manning, 3 goals, 2 in the term. So the Saints stay in there.
Yes, and they're coming back a little bit, St Kilda. They've showed improved form in that second quarter when Carlton ran right over the top of them. But they're not giving in, this young St Kilda side, and they're keeping at it. And that's the name of the game, persistence. A great pass there by Korkamilis. On the end of that is Dwyer, and there's a chase by Jimmy. Doesn't quite get to him, but Dwyer at top pace. Look at that pass to Manning. Magnificent pass.
Edwards versus the man who won there in Alistair Ford, the handball. Ball running through his Carbone. Good player. Useful since he came on to replace Garrett. Quickly across to Tomei. Oh, and it switched distance or direction completely there, and it left his boot.
Yes, that wind held it right up, didn't it, there, Jeff? It's really tricky, the conditions in this MCG stadium. One end of the ground, you think it's going one way, and another end, you think it's going the other way. You're never quite sure.
Darui puts it back into play, and right in the corner of the square, defensive side of the ground for the Blues, it's Wayne Harms. The wing. Wynn's perhaps taking that ball a little bit. That might have switched around a bit. Williams drives up to Oja, put out of position. Oh, here's Hannah behind the pack. He's got the pace. He's got the handling. Can he cap it off? Someone else might. That man is Buckley. Touched. Goes through for a behind. You think it was touched off the boot anyway? It was touched
off the boot anyway, yes.
Yes, it was, Jeff.
Yeah. Bernie has injected a little bit of life, hasn't he, Buckley? It was a great chase before, and he almost caught Dwyer. The kick out from goal to Tomei. They want to put the ball in the centre, the St Kilda players, by the looks of things. Whoops. Page goes down. The Blues recover, kicking up to full forward. Lamb at the back. Oh, Poursanidis again. But, oh, that was awfully close. Well, awfully close enough. It was a goal. And that's number 7.
7 for Poursanidis. That's an amazing performance up there. 7 out of 11. And the rest of the Carlton side have only been able to manage 4 goals between them. Here it is, good play by Poursanidis. He saw Oja in front, decided to stay down, and of course the ball spilled out to the back, and a very quick snap for goal. And he shows plenty of potential, Poursanidis. A good grab and also fairly quick on the ground, and an excellent kick for goal.
And he's converted, what, 7 goals from about 9 shots.
7 goals straight it is.
Yeah.
Korkamilis, another Greek extraction, gets it away to John Peter Budge. A high one to the half forward, and in front Kenny. Carlton really having all the answers at the moment right around the ground. Here's Brown. Shine with Peter Budge. And the ball's over. Centre wing. Coming up to the 11-minute mark of the third term, and hands on hips from a number of players. Some deep breaths being taken. Really energy-sapping conditions as we nudge 30 degrees at the MCC. It's up towards half forward. Oh, here's the roving from Hannah. Always looking for someone to give it to. Not much room for Majizak to work here. Taken by Evans. He's steamrolled. They're falling over a lot today, the players. Hodges tackled. Carbone gets the handball away. St Kilda out of trouble. To the centre. Tomei's the target. Almost a mark to Williams. Roving by Korkamilis. Plenty of open spaces. Looks for a man now, and the lead given and taken by Manning. Well, it's twice in the last 2 or 3 minutes that he's got the break on Darui. 3 marks for Andrew Manning. He's capped it off with 2 goals in this term. When the ball comes down this quick, there's not much a fullback can do.
No, that's right, Peter, because Spiro had no pressure on him running there through the centre. And if the full forward can make a good lead, and a good pass is forthcoming, there's nothing the fullback can do. Unfortunately, Manning has missed that one. That would have been a very handy goal, that one, for St Kilda, but Manning couldn't convert.
2 goals apiece. Kenny kicks the ball back into play over to Phillips. He's out on that half-back flank. And the crowd starting to fill those seats in this third quarter in the reserves grand final as Hannah takes it. This time he kicks it. He's very keen to handball, a very unselfish player. It's Carbone for St Kilda who's taken a mark, and he's played well since he came on in the first quarter. Replaced Garrett. And Milhan Hannah again just sitting about a kick away from the play, as marked on that outer wing. Not a bad kick this time. Oja, a chance. No, he was at the back anyway. Good run out of play here by Carbone again. Handball to be set up at this stage. Korkamilis is the man. Trying to find Manning. It was Page coming out of the back line. The Blues, it's good, but the pass has landed right in the lap of Carbone, who slotted himself in that front position and saved the day.
Played a few senior games, Carbone, and found himself on interchange for the reserves to start this game, but he's made up for it since coming on. Misses there, Gamble, who might have been still being held. Bounce to be made just forward of the centre. It's the Saints.
They've slowed up noticeably, haven't they, both sides in this third quarter? Yes. They're really starting to feel the pinch.
Colconier on the left. And a man whose son will be trotting out for Carlton later on the afternoon, Sergio Silvani. And it's Ingleton, back line for St Kilda. Drives it up towards half forward. Budge, good mark. Wasn't budged there, John Peter. 7th mark. Kick not a good one. It falls straight into the arms of Edwards. Blues on half-back. Long handball to Jim Buckley. One of the emergencies for the seniors. In fact, all 3 emergencies are playing in the second, so Carlton will go into the seniors with their 10, as Ogier, another one of those emergencies, marked strongly. And he can cap off a fine piece of Carlton football that started in the back line with a goal. 11th possession with that mark.
Yes, they've got plenty of high-marking players up on there on this Carlton forward line. If it's not Ogier, it's Poursanidis.
Which would be...
now it's Ogier lining up this one from only 25 metres out. What's he done with it? I think he's kicked it. Yes, that's Ogier's first goal for the afternoon. 4 behinds and first goal to Ogier. So he's been a handy player. Got plenty of the ball up on that forward line. Jimmy Buckley there dashing through the centre. A good kick up. Poursanidis did a good job because he just got his body in the way of Lamb and allowed Ogier to fly for that mark. And there's a result. Another goal to Carlton.
Well, we had 3 goals to the Blues in this quarter. Ogier kicked that one, and Poursanidis has kicked the other 2 in a brilliant exhibition in his 7. Can the Saints do something? Can they get it out of the centre? They need to. It was Shine had kicked away from him, but he got his hands on it. Ingleton, tackle by Hannah. Good tackle by Hannah. Brings Ingleton to the ground. The Carlton players win the free kick. Butts was in great position, about 30 metres from goal, but the kick will have to go back to starters because Hannah must take his kick from the point of where it was awarded.
The umpire said no ifs or buts.
Yeah.
I was wondering how long it'd be before that one didn't come out.
No ifs or buts. Yes, I like that.
You showed admirable restraint, Bernie, waiting until the 16-minute mark of the third quarter.
The Blues are leading 84-56. So here's Hannah. Very quick, very light. He's a pretty tall fellow. That's a good kick. But it's only a behind.
Yeah, he's really come into the game in this third quarter, Mil Hannah. He's, of course, he's another player with a senior experience. And they've got a sprinkling right throughout this Carlton reserve side.
29 points the difference. Hodges goes in short to Lamb. Has to be quick. Puts it out in front of him and gets around Poursanidis, who's still chasing. But Lamb drives the St Kilda side to the centre. Poursanidis. Peter Budge couldn't take it with him. Herman loses it. Poursanidis back in there. And look, there were 4 Carlton players there. Good tackle eventually there. Saw the Saints end up with the ball. Taylor. Chance now. Directly in front. Page has got it. No, it wasn't Jobling. Jobling's kicked the goal. So they're not letting Carlton get too far in front. The prancing Jobling back to the middle.
Yes, at least they're persisting, St Kilda. They've been outclassed probably throughout most of this match. They started off okay in that first quarter, but the second quarter Carlton really took over. But you have to give them full marks because they've really persisted and it paid off.
Bernie, looks as though the Blues have been winning in the ruck, particularly through this fella here in Edwards. And St Kilda got Alistair Ford, number 31, matched against him. But Edwards, Ford beat him that time. And Gamble ran into it. Bounces off the tackle, gets it across to Poursanidis. He ducks 2 tackles. Good play by the Saints in this passage. Up the full forward. The loose ball. Here's a go. Taylor. Smothered kick right on the boot. Oh, and a bit of interest has got right back into it now as the Saints, because both teams have kicked 3 goals in this third term. And the ball up. St Kilda, there's Manning again. He really was upended.
Yeah, plenty of pressure there by the Carlton defence.
Foster there, very timely tackle and thumped through. So the difference now is 22 points again, as it was at half-time. So all for naught, the almost 19 minutes of this third term.
And Peter, the temperature's just reached 30 over there on top of the silos.
Yes, it is the last Saturday in September. We're not at the Boxing Day Test match. In fact, I can't remember a hot Boxing Day lately. Here's Brown, did that well. Up to half forward, Oja has the set. That ball's really carried. That breeze is really swinging around, perhaps even slightly favouring the scoreboard end.
That's interesting. Interesting, boys. We mentioned before the number of times players have slipped over today. You'd expect the ground to be perfect. Why would that be, Bernie?
I don't think it's wet at all, Jeff. I think it's just that it gets a little bit hard on top, and with the good covering of grass, they slip on the top layer of grass.
Might be an idea for the seniors to put away the moulded soles and get out
the white tracks on.
Oh, I think I'd rather go for the moulded soles, Peter, because
more comfortable.
The feet would end up very sore today.
That was Herman's kick, puts the Blues into attack. Here's Lamb, number 17. He's played quite well, but I say that with tongue-in-cheek because his opponent in Philip Poursanidis has kicked 7 goals. There's Johnny James, a former Carlton great. I like his hat.
Was that a balloon going off in the background, I think?
Yes.
A few of the fans getting in early.
Evans, that is. He's lost a 4 off his Guernsey. Again, Lamb's kicked into the man on the mark. Buckley's handballed into the pocket. Evans switches play to the member's side of the ground, and he's given it away. Majizak, a gift. Didn't look at it in the mouth.
Yeah,
and will line up from 25 metres, 45-degree angle.
Yes, that was a shocking kick. It didn't spin right off the boot at all. And that's one occasion when you don't switch the play across the front of the goal.
Yeah,
and
they were right in the old days. Don't kick across the goal.
That's right.
When it comes, when it goes astray.
Couldn't believe his lucky stars, because hit him right on the chest. A perfect pass.
And he's made no. It's his first. Sorry, I think I was leaning on my button there. So St Kilda unable to get much closer than 22 points.
There's that terrible kick again. He didn't drop it at all well on the boot.
When you make a kick like that, you're hoping that you're playing. There's only about 10 people at the ground to watch you, not 80 or something thousand.
Yeah, that's right, Jeff. You'll be feeling terrible after making that mistake, but that's the way it goes, and Carlton continue on their merry way. 91 plays 63.
Bit like Rocky at the moment as they're getting stronger. It's Butts with a double-handed tap down, and Jimmy Buckley trying to force his way through with Williams. Williams kicks fairly wild. It meant for the full forward, but his opponent Lamb gets it. Meant for Poursanidis. Now here's Odgers. Beautiful pick-up, lovely skills by this fellow, John Peter Budge. He gets into full stride now. He sees a man running down there, and Dwyer, he's 60 metres from goal, Dwyer, right on the boundary line, and he brings it up into a more set position. In front, can Manning get it this time? No, he can't. The Saints are still in their battle. Corker-Millers with a clever tap. St Kilda now with the Blues. Blues have the running.
Kenny, top play, keeps it low. What a pass. Majizak further out, and where he kicked the goal. This might tell us what the Breeze is doing. Now he goes in short, making the loose man's Herman. He can take all the time in the world, and he didn't, and hasn't troubled the scorer.
Wow, that was a shocking kick from Herman.
And Harms gives him a bit of a telling off.
Well, there's no pressure at all. He only kicked that from 30 metres down.
Carlton shooting at goal have gone out of bounds on the full 7 times. With extra grand final pressure. There was no pressure though on him there. Perhaps that was why. Good mark taken by Brown.
Gee whiz, he was the smallest player in that group. See if he can cap it off with a big kick. Let's see what the wind can do from this position. Yes, it's bending to the left. Oh, crikey, that was a great effort by Evans. Saints capitalise, their smaller players keeping it on the ground. Hodges, poor handball. Ozier gets in. Herman again. A good spin out of trouble. A loose man is Butts. He has to take a wide arc now. He's got 3 players there. It's Hannah. Oh, a nice little slip away from the tackle. Lines up and goals. Two goals to Hannah.
That's right, Hannah's second goal. He's had 8 possessions for the quarter, so he's really coming to his own. And there's Herman it is. Handball over. There's Butts. A long one to Hannah, and look at this brilliant sidestep by Hannah. Lines it up from 30 metres out and puts through his second goal. So Carlton 14-13-97 leads St Kilda 9-9-63.
Well, they've got over the 30 now. 34-point leaders are the Blues. Not finished yet. Buckley up to half forward. Ozier floated in, almost got it back. Harms in there. Down goes Dwyer. Lenny Quinlan says in the back.
Would have been a little nudge in the back, I thought, Peter, but the umpire didn't see it that way.
Ingleton it was. St Kilda leading in the marks department. And a free kick will go the way of forward. Switches play. It's a good pass. Evans shut down quickly by Starbuck. Yes. Away goes John Peter Budge. He has his avenue cut off. One of them anyway. He's coming straight across ground. 1 out duel. Through the hands of Kenny. Chance for Devonport. Into the pocket. It's come off. Gamble. Wrong side of the post.
Ross Smith, he's getting a little bit worried about that, and the Blues kick the ball back into play. Brad Shine, every Carlton player seems to have done just enough, done something at the right time. As Ozier particularly has kicked 1 goal 4. Whoops, went under the tackle. That was Whitty. Now he's Ozier again. He's in the centre of the field at the moment. The pass coming across here towards Butts. It'll give Tomei a chance now for St Kilda. He kicked it to half forward. He got a man down there all right. It's Taylor. No, it's Gamble, I'm sorry. So Gamble gets a lead. This time it's going to Evans. He's in good position to take this, and he does. And the Carlton man trying to mind him. I think it might have been Brown. Didn't seem too keen to chase him. There he goes. That heat may be getting to him. As Evans started off at number 44, and now he's only half the player he was in the first half.
Yeah, they might have missed it the first time, Jeff, so try it again.
And it's a goal, and well played, Evans. And the Saints fans, and maybe others supporting the Saints, give him an applaud for that effort.
Yeah, well, good kick there by Evans for goal. There's a lovely pass by Gamble. Started off on the back line. Had a lot of trouble with the big, tall Carlton forwards. But He's tried hard up there on the half-forward line since being moved there at the start of the third quarter. And a lovely pass found Tony Evans, who kicked his first goal. There's Tiger Tilley, former Fitzroy player in the ruck.
27 points the difference in favour of Carlton. Knocked forward by Tilley, and here goes to May. Stubs the pass up there towards Manning. Feeds it out to Carbone. Evans, inspired, won't quite have the distance. Taken by John Peter Budge. Yes! Oh,
At the back of the post. Only the back of it too. Bad luck for Peter Budge.
well, that one would have really put a lot of interest back into it. This better angle will show us hitting woodwork.
It was just about through.
Oh, it must have been very close. Umpire was in a great position, though. Almost a diving one for Milam Hanna. Oh, he does well. Gets away from Taylor nicely. Up over the wing. Taken by Phillips, the man being held off the ball, and the free kick will go the way of Whitty. He gets it across to Odgers. Some system coming back for the Saints. Korkamilis usually sets something up. Caught by Buckley. Shine met very heavily. Tilley gets it out there to Dwyer. Dwyer into the pocket. John Peter Budge the lead. Bounces over. Throw in right forward pocket. St Kilda still in there fighting. Carlton Brains Trust making sure that they don't get any closer. 26 points the difference in favour of the Blues.
There was 22 points to the Blues at the start of the quarter, and they just marginally crept away from the Saints. The Blues with 5 goals to the term, and the Saints with 4, and a few misses as well. And that bit of bad luck there from Peter Budge, who hit the back of the goalpost, put the Saints back a bit. But it's still in their forward line. They're still battling away and being beaten somewhat in the ruck because of Carlton's strong play from Edwards in particular, and Butts. And the Saints have forwarded there. He's number 34 leaning on the back of Butts, and it's gone past both the ruckmen. Blues booted from the back pocket. Mark taken by Whitty. Gets a lead in the centre, and it runs across to Gamble. Plenty of time to spin around. He kicks it back from whence it came, and they'll be lucky to get out of this. And here it goes Whitty again. He loops it back. Butts. Peter Budge holding the man. Did he have the football? Was it a push in the back? Holding the man? Whatever. Well, one of those. Holding the man.
Huge pack. Almost the man behind there. But it's taken away by Taylor. He gets away from Hanna this time. Up to half forward. Meeting the sandwiches. Devonport, and he almost took the mark. But 1 quarter to go in the reserve grade grand final, and it's Carlton who have stretched their lead of half-time by a goal to 28 points. Welcome back to the MCG, where the spectators, probably 60, 70,000, with a quarter to go in the reserves, basking in 30-degree temperatures. When the lights are off here in our commentary box, it's become a very popular place because we've got the air conditioning, Bernie. But I guess Carlton are enjoying it in the reserves, and the seniors must be looking better and better.
Yes, I think so, Peter, because that week's rest is really going to come into play in conditions such as this. It has, as you say, it has hit the 30-degree mark, and I think it's the best place to be is up here in the commentary box watching it rather than running around there on the oval.
Well, Gary Colling has got the pressure on him, the St Kilda coach. They've really got to pull something out here. 28 points is, well, you know, it's probably like 28 points on a really wet day. It is exemplified by these hot conditions today.
That's exactly right, because it's going to take a super effort from the St Kilda side to get back into this match. They're well down, 26 points, and really they haven't really looked like getting back into it because Carlton dominated that third quarter. They've got a couple of players up there on the forward line, Ogier and also Poursanidis. Poursanidis kicked 7 goals and hasn't kicked a point, so he's been great up there on that forward line. Ogier also has kicked 1 goal, but he has been an inspiration, has had plenty of the ball, kicked 1 goal, 4, and also a couple of the old hands. Wayne Harms and Jimmy Buckley have done a good job also for St Kilda. There it is, quarter by quarter.
Keep on keeping on, don't they? It was 5 points at quarter time, 22 at half time. And as you correctly said, 26 points is the difference at three-quarter time.
Yes, the good thing about this St Kilda side, they have stuck to their guns. It looked as if Carlton were really going to run away with the game. But towards the end of that third quarter, they really persisted, kicked a couple of goals, and I suppose you really should say that they have given themselves a chance. 26 points down. It doesn't look like they will get back into it, but I suppose it was looking a lot worse than that once Carlton had got to a 30-point advantage at one stage in the quarter.
As we look at highlights of this term, Manning started to give them something up forward, but Poursanidis just continued on. 7 goals from 9 shots. It's 9 kicks. It's been an unbelievable performance, and that one threaded from the boundary line. But here's Manning up the other end.
There's Jimmy Buckley. Hasn't been a good player there today. Here's Poursanidis again. 1 of his 7 goals. Stayed down on the ground that time. Read it well off the pack. And a very straight kick for goal, which he has done all day. Here's Jimmy Buckley again. Been a good player in the middle. He's been on a good player, though, in young Mark Dwyer, who's had a lot of possessions. But there's the other player I was talking about, Darren Ogier, taking a strong mark. And he kicked a goal from that one. St Kilda, one of St Kilda's goals. Who kicked that one? Peter? I'm not sure. Carbone,
that one.
Yes,
he gave them a bit of a lift.
There's Lamb, who's had his hands full up on the back line. Jimmy Buckley, a long handball. But here's that terrible mistake. A kick across goal, hit Majizak on the chest. And he was able to kick an easy goal from only 25 metres out. So terrible mistake there by the St Kilda defence. But I feel sorry for these players. There's Hanna. He had about 10 possessions for that quarter. He's another, of course, Carlton player with a lot of senior experience. There's the match stats, and not a lot of difference in it. The Saints 136 kicks to the Blues 127.
They've had more possessions all over, marks and handballs there ahead.
That's right. It's only the scoring shots at goal. Carlton 27 to 20 that are really, they're outstanding. Not much in the ruck really, 21 to 16. St Kilda leading in the handball 63 to 54. So on the stats it's been fairly close, but on the scoreboard it's Carlton in front.
They do lie sometimes, don't they?
That's
the stats.
Exactly right.
Well, the big job in front of St Kilda now. I wonder if Gary Colling has been able to bring all his senior football experience to bear in his address at three-quarter time and to get something out of them. Carlton, Cole Kinnear, looking down the barrel of back-to-back flags, down the double barrel.
That's right. We've just exceeded the top estimated temperature too, Peter. It was 31 degrees up there on the silos.
And
so it's getting hotter and hotter.
I can't believe these people who've got tans already. We've had a week of sunshine in Melbourne. They've done very well.
Yes, that's right. You'd swear it was a cricket crowd, wouldn't you, looking at that?
Not everyone works as hard as us during the week, Bernie, do they?
Exactly, Peter.
The crowd not all in as yet. We're not up to capacity. Still plenty of gaps, but no doubt those seats reserved, and they'll be filled during this final term in the reserves game. And you can already hear the crowd starting to make their voices heard. There'll be a lot of Blues fans looking for their twos to take out the flag as Harms knocks them forward. Hodges missed off the ground. Kenny, the tackle there from Majizak on Tomei. He hands it off to Hodges. High one to half forward. Good mark taken by Gamble. Away he goes. But the pressure put on him. Evans caught by Phillips. Plenty of Saints here. One of them is Spiro Korkomilis directly in front. This would be just the start to the quarter that Colling would have wanted if Korkomilis can cap it off. His 19th possession.
He's been a great player, Spiro. He went out a little bit in the middle stages of the game.
Goes for his second and misses.
That would have been a very handy goal. But they're still in there trying hard, St Kilda, anyway. That's the main thing.
Well, the Blues kicked the ball out. Derui after Phillips. And he's played well. He's a 17-year-old and he's played very well. That was Butts. He's beaten here. Jobling is the man, and the free kick going to Jobling against Butts. Jobling on the outer wing, kicking towards half forward, kicks it straight to Carlton's Edwards. That was shocking. Back to Rhodes, and Rhodes long kick the Blues half forward line. the pushing and shoving there, and the man who was rocking it out the front was looking for the kick, but it's not going that way. It'll go St Kilda's way. Out to the wing, and the Saints must be playing under instructions to switch play. Hodges gets it away before he's tackled. His teammate Tomei gets it. Gets a handball to a teammate of his running through in Ingleton. Korkamilis against. Handball to Tomei. Tomei just kicks wildly. And then a big St Kilda leaper here, and there's not one there. And the ball up St Kilda's half-forward line.
Tomei followed up play there very nicely, so obviously he's still got some running in the legs. There he is, number 40, taking position to the right of the pack. Bounces back in his direction, but intercepting there's Foster. He's caught well, but Brown there to back up. Phillips, plenty of time to try and pick someone out. He goes in the direction of Hannah. Harms, though, in better position, battling with Taylor. Met solidly by Shine. Taylor's doing a brilliant solo performance there to Carbone. Tries to bounce past to Tomei. Tomei over the top to Korkamilis. On the run this time, but he's caught by Brown. Handball comes back. Shot from 50 metres by Tomei. Edge of the square. Roving almost for Devonport. And it spills off his hands for a behind. Carlton have used up 3 minutes of this final term. And their lead, 24 points.
Blues the ball back into play. Edwards, and the man running through, here's Herman. Herman from the half-back line to the half-forward line, and Oja's run well all afternoon. Despite the weather, the 31 degrees, he's been a very useful player on the forward line for Carlton. Here he's trying to set up Poursanidis again. Oh, Poursanidis, it came through, it's a fluke. All he had to do was to just roll it down his arm, put it under his boot, and kick his 8th goal.
Yeah, well, that's an amazing performance by Poursanidis. 8 goals out of 15. And Steve Kernahan arriving for the big match. And Carlton will be hoping for a big game from him this afternoon. Been a great captain for them this season.
Molly, where did you get those shades? He's been everywhere in the world in the last week. He'll be disappointed with how his second sides are going as the Prime Minister arrives. The real one. We've seen...
I thought it was Max Gillies.
Yeah, we've seen a few fakes over the last few days. But Mr. Hawke is here. Sure, he's got a seat under cover. It's going to be energy sapping for spectators as well as players. Jim Buckley copped everything there. The veteran. 17th possession. He drives up to half forward. Pushed off it a bit. Ogier taken here by Edwards. Good shepherding from Herman and Ogier. He's hooked it back to the behind post, so out of bounds on the full right-hand forward pocket. 30-point lead for the Blues. 5 minutes gone. Last quarter reserve grade grand final.
The short one came in to Carbone, and again St Kilda from one side of the ground to the other. Or Lamb came in and shepherded for Carbone. Gets a kick down downfield to Taylor. Taylor's kick up to the wing position. Oh, a bit of shove in the back. In the back, yes. It was left run, and Peter Budd strides out. Perfectly balanced. What about the kick? Korkamilis. I think that was set up, and it could be a 15-metre penalty here against Derui. It will be. Attacking Korkamilis after he'd marked the football.
Yes, that was unnecessary, Jeff.
And Korkamilis has just played on and pops it through with the left foot. Rubbing salt into the wound.
Yeah,
that's his second goal.
Spiro's second goal and 22nd possession for the afternoon. So Spiro's had a big day. And what's that? 103 now, plays 79. St Kilda 24 points down. And they're really stuck at their guns all day. You have to give them full marks for that.
Yes, that's right. We've said they've been wilting on a number of occasions, and Carlton looked like stretching the lead over the 30 points, but St Kilda have never let them do that.
There's still plenty of time. We're only up to the 6-minute mark, so there's plenty of time there if St Kilda are good enough.
4 goals the difference in favour of Carlton. Tap one by Edwards. Knock on by Millen-Hanna. A lot of talking down there from Carlton players. But striding out from the back line, it's kicked by Whitty, and a good pass to Peter Budge. Has to prop a bit Carbone, but then he sets off. The passer's daisy cutter, almost Devonport, recovers nicely. Out towards Carbone, who delivered the pass. Road there, 41, gives it to Brown, and Brown goes to the boundary line, and that is very deliberate in my book.
Educated kick, wasn't it? But
we've seen a few of those penalised, haven't we, in the last couple of weeks?
yeah, maybe that was a little bit too far away from the boundary line to pay the free kick, but there's no doubt it was intentional.
The Blues are 4 goals in front. This is the final term, and any coach would love to be 4 goals in front. Tilly's the man who kicks it. The Blues man in front is Herman. Back to Darui. His long clearing kick is Taylor and Hannah. Now Taylor had every chance here, and he's as quick as Hannah, but Hannah's gathering him. Had a little tug on his Guernsey. Hodges runs through. This is Gamble now on the wing for the Saints. A deliberate pass to Evans. Oh, and how did Rui got in there magically just to steal it. He just robbed Evans of that kick.
Darui from fullback kicks it to the wing. Good mark from Williams. Front position on Tomei, who didn't make much of an effort to spoil there. Williams up towards half forward. Poursanidis front position. Ogier came in from the side. Taken away by Jobling. Can get it back, or is there someone else picked out in the middle? There is. But it's come loose. Taken by Brown. Told he's clear. Good shepherding from Herman. Brown has gone just a bit too far. Puts the teammate under pressure, but gets it back to Millham Hannon. Couldn't quite get the swing on it. Mill Hanna. 14 possessions for him. Most of them in that third quarter. He's kicked 2 goals, 2 for the day. And he's starting to feel it just a little bit. Down the middle, the Saints go. John Peter Budge tries a capper, only he didn't end up with the ball, so he's penalised. Bob Davis would be happy about that.
At Starbuck, the man who was the ladder, and the man who takes the free kick. Straight into the goal square. Poursanidis, another chance. No, it's over the top. Oh, the Saints man working his butt off there. Didn't want to lose possession. That one was Paul Page. And a throw in.
Green in ruck. Taken by Ogier. Poursanidis hands off very quickly. The snap is there. The goal kicked by Majizak. Mark Majizak gets his second. And Carlton looking pretty good at this stage. Back to a 31-point lead. Darren Ogier did some fine work.
Ogier slipped, yes, and a very good handball out there. On the end of it was Majizak, and a lovely left foot snap. And that's made St Kilda's task all that more difficult. Now trailing by 31 points.
Into attack, the Saints for a change. Oops, it's Manning. Handball is not really good. This is Buckley at the moment. Look at that. He shreds that kick down to Hannah. Oh, and Taylor got up, but Taylor went up too early. Hannah stayed in front, stood his ground, plays on.
They look like 2 bell ringers. One goes up when the other comes down.
Ding dong.
And a free kick to Ogier. Free kick to Ogier. Interference against David Whitty. And Ogier with a chance to kick his second, and I'd say this one would probably seal the game for Carlton, if it's not sealed already.
Yes, but he kicked 4 behinds before he scored his first goal, didn't he? Now, he had a few sighters.
Yes, he's had 15 possessions, so that's a good performance on the forward line. Lining up for his second goal. Kicking from about 40 metres out. Terrible kick. Right across the face of goal and out of bounds on the full.
Not good. Carbone, is it? Had to take me through.
Frank Carbone.
Manning's been taken off. Forward has come on for the Saints. Trying to work a miracle really now. Herman gives it out to Williams. High into the pocket. Poursanidis bearing down on it. Almost. Majizak spun nicely out of that. Edwards to Ogier. Plenty of men. Brown now. Poor kick. Interchange player on the ground is O'Sullivan. He hit the deck pretty quickly. John Peter Budge can set his pace going here. It's a good chase there by Starbuck, but John Peter Budge too toey. Kick has beaten them all up to the edge of the square. Dwyer couldn't gather. Derui safe out to the open spaces. Herman's there for the Blues. Looks for someone. That's a Royal Melbourne pass taken by Green. Can pump it back into attack for the Saints. To the pocket, marked by Dwyer. Met by Derui. Is he given away another silly 15-metre? No. Dwyer has it for St Kilda, half-forward flank, 21st possession.
He kicks it towards forward. Forward looked good. There he is, number 31. Battling it out with Kenny, number 28 for the Blues. And the Blues just walk away with it through their big ruckman, Edwards, and he did it very well. Always on hand as a smaller player. Brown this time, from back to the forward. Good mark.
Strong mark, wasn't it, Jeff? To Majizak.
Yes,
very strong mark.
He's become a good player, hasn't he, Majizak? Running up and down that wing, and he's picked up a 15-metre penalty because he was pushed to the ground. He's had 11 possessions, and he kicks. Well, the kick point is inside the 50 semicircle, but he'll probably kick from the 50 right up into the goal square. Oh, lovely mark, Oja. He went almost alone, unattended.
Yeah, it's too easy, that one, Jeff, wasn't it, really?
You're right, Bernie. Look, crikey, he just threaded his way through about 4 disinterested Saints then.
Yes, they should have had a taller player standing at least in front of the pack. But it's Ogier lining up for his second. And he's made no mistake with that one. Darren Ogier's second goal for the afternoon. 2 goals for and 1 miss. 16 possessions. Here's Majizak again with the kick from the 50-metre mark. Long kick into the goal square. And Ogier just takes a very easy mark, really, in the end. No one tried to punch. Really an uncontested mark. And there's his shot for goal from about 12 metres out. No mistakes with that one.
And the Blues have a 6-goal lead, nearly 14 minutes into this final term, and I think they should feel it all is well, that they've won the reserves grand final. But they can't afford to relax, of course. At this stage, they've got it won.
And start pouring the champagne, I think, Jeff. Yep. The second side.
Champagne and Sun don't go down too well, do they? I wouldn't want too many. They wouldn't see much of the seniors match.
Need about one, I think, after playing in a game like this.
Green hasn't done a lot today. Up to half forward. Peter Budge from behind. The roving and the shot at goal from Manning. He's come back on and kicked the goal. Andrew Manning gets his 4th. Leading goal kicker for St Kilda. One thinks a touch too late. 31 points the difference again.
Yeah, 4 goals too to Andrew Manning. There it is. Spills to the ground. And Manning is not a bad kick for goal. Good kick on the run. And 4 goals to Manning. A good afternoon's work for him.
So it's 31 points. Halfway through this final quarter in the reserves grand final with a temperature at 31. Gamble waits for the tackle. Tomei takes it from Gamble. The Saints need to attack quickly, or an evil bounce robs them of it. Kenny for the Blues clears it, kicks it well out to the boundary line. Williams. He did chase it pretty well. He'd be tired and he'd be hot. And a throw in on the outer side. And I don't see too many seats vacant at this stage.
It's a perfect day to watch the football, Jeff, not to play it.
I'll go along with you, Bertie.
Shine caught illegally. Getting up pretty slowly.
Speaking about the temperature, 31, can you recall a grand final played in that temperature?
I think it'd have to be a record, wouldn't it?
I think so.
Surely.
Yeah.
Brad Shine, centre wing, up to half forward. Ogier, 34, good mark. He's got a top pair of hands, Darren Ogier. Mark 8. 7. Give me one more, says Darren.
The good thing about Ogier, he moves around all the time.
High kick to the edge of the square. Poursanidis pushed underneath it. Tap on beauty to Harms. He's missed. Kick 1-3 Wayne Harms. 10 possessions. Sort of swoops in every now and then, Wayne Harms.
Yeah, he hasn't done a real lot, has he? He started off okay, but he seems to be carrying a little bit of excess weight. Might be struggling a little bit in the conditions.
Look at the kick out from full back. It's a free. It's gone out before it was touched.
Yes, that's right. So a free kick to Carlton.
So Sullivan, who's an interchange player, is on to take this kick. It'll be nice if he can kick a goal from a 50 metre from the angle. He's a nice left footer. Oh, punched off the boot fantastically. It's gone past the goal mouth. Hammer! That's about the best thing he's done all day. The pressure's really off them now, but nevertheless, and he's showing it to the man on the mark. He's had a couple of altercations this afternoon as little Hannah, but here's a good mark.
Yeah, that was a strong mark, wasn't it?
16 possessions, one of Carlton's best.
He's also already kicked 2 goals too, lining up for his 3rd.
And it was easy.
Complimenting him on his haircut as well.
He and Zane Taylor have been at it all day. Kane Taylor, rather. Zane Gray was a fisherman.
Yeah,
Zane Taylor used to play with Geelong.
He played for the Cats, yeah.
That's right, he did too.
Zane Taylor. That's a good strong mark to Hannah.
No, Zane Gray was the fisherman, wasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah, that's right. Zane Taylor.
He used to catch the great white. Didn't catch enough of them.
No. 18 minutes gone. Last quarter. Taken by Spiro Korkamilos. Into the pocket. 2 groups of leaders. Devonport collapses in the heat. Spoons it out. Not from Page. Here's Manning. Goal number 5.
Yes, well, they've answered that one very quickly, St Kilda. They've been able to do that, but really they lost this game in the second quarter when Carlton were able to completely dominate that term. And apart from that second quarter, they've stayed with Carlton and have really stuck at their guns and persisted very well, this St Kilda side.
That was a quarter when Poursanidis went mad, wasn't it? He kicked 4 of their 6 goals.
That's right. Carlton kicked 7 goals and St Kilda kicked 2 in that second quarter. So that's been the difference between the 2 sides.
Anyway, the Saints have done pretty well because they looked as though they were the favourites for a time. The disappointment was the Footscray team in this reserves finals competition. They were bombed out early. So here we go again. It's Green. Gamble ran in. Gee, the Saints start showing some dazzling form in the last few minutes. It's a pity because it was all good stuff. Ford couldn't take it. Jim Buckley cleans up, rides the bump, aims for the boundary line.
Good strong stuff there by Jimmy Buckley. He put his head down and rode the bump. 19 possessions, so it's been a good performance by Jimmy Buckley for an old timer in these hot conditions.
Serge Silvani still
only 27.
Only 27 years. He's only a youngster, really, isn't he?
Still playing the traffic policeman. Serge up there. Cole Kinnear is their coach. He's got plenty of support. Shine gets it forward. Taken by Whitty. Gives it out to Taylor. High one to half forward. John Peter Budge. Good mark from the side. He made up his mind, I want this, even though Buckley was there in his path. Grabbed it nicely. Oh, Jim Steins.
There's no doubt that he's a future senior player. He's played a few senior games, but he should make a permanent senior player in the future.
10 marks, but not capped off with a goal on that occasion.
2 goals for, so he hasn't made the most of his opportunities also. Peter Budge.
Well, who do we have?
Kenny.
Kenny, yes, putting the ball back into play. It's a nice kick as well, down to butts.
That's 15 metres, surely.
They're a bit tired, aren't they?
Yes, yeah. The umpire, yes, he's getting his 15 metres. Well called, Bernie. Man just standing a few metres away is good.
They can't raise a gallop at the moment, can they?
Yeah, you're right.
The players out
that's
there.
Right. Well, that's a nice kick. A little bit of a shove there. Asia. He knew it was on him. I think he made the most of it, didn't he? One of the players who put Carlton into it in the first place, kept it in it.
He made the most of that one, didn't he, Jeff? He really made the most of it.
He jackknifed, didn't he?
A lot of froth and bubble on that one. Oh, it's a nice kick as well. A little short. Oh, Hannah almost brought off another slashing mark, and that's Harms. On the boundary line. Oh, a lot of balance and skill there. He's finished up putting it out on the full.
Yes, great tackle there by the St Kilda player.
Lamb.
Yes, Lamb it is.
Butts, you saw the smiling man going off the ground. Korkamulis tries to push, and that's a mark to Edwards. He's played a good four-quarter game in the ruck.
He's a big boy, Edwards, isn't he? 197 centimetres. Could do with a little bit more weight on, I think.
Mark Edwards.
But only 19 years of age.
Torpedo punt. Here's Hannah in front position. Just getting in there was Evans. That's a mark. Unbelievable mark. He's knocked the ball away from Hannah and grabbed it. Certainly wasn't in his mind that he'd end up with the mark in that attempt. Well, just pulled back a little bit there, Starbuck.
Yeah, Gamble was going to really clean him up there.
Peter Road goes back into defence, and here's that mark again. Just ball virtually hits Evans. Goes for the looks like that rotten catch that Tabaret dropped. It slipped, it went back in the air, and Botham took it to get rid of Jeff Thompson. That's here right on this ground.
Yes,
remember when we almost...
Yeah, remember that. Carlton leads by 31 points. And the players are very tired. They're out on their feet. They really enjoy the break, and a glass or two after this. Always a nice run here. It's Jobling. Changes direction again, and the hand passes wasn't great as it gets across to Whitty. That's smothered. Jobling has to tidy up. Oh. Give it to me, says Taylor at the back door. Then chips a little one quickly down towards Dwyer. Dwyer's got a paddock in front of him on the outer wing at the moment, moving towards his forward line, but no one to kick it to. They're all covered. That one wasn't. Nice kick came quickly towards Ingleton. Here's Tomei. Not quite scoring distance. A big leap. Peter Bunch. No, not on. And the best thing to do by Starbuck was to pop it through for a score for the opposition.
Well, here we are at the MCG in the reserve grade grand final, and we're coming up towards time on. Ball's on the half back flank for St Kilda. I'm not sure if you're getting us or not, so we'll keep the radio description going. So there's a throw in between the wing and half forward line for Carlton, who have got this bottled up. They lead by 30 points, 24.5-minute mark of the last quarter. Thump from Williams. Harms takes it centre wing. Breaks a tackle. Goes up towards half forward. Ogier has a 5-metre break on Whitty. And Whitty's not laughing about that, as Ogier's taken the mark. 50 metres out from goal. Puts the pass in. Made by O'Sullivan, the lead. He gets past one man. Wants to kick the goal himself. Poursanidis was on his own in the goal square. And
Poursanidis, yes, and Hannah as well. So he had two of them there. I wouldn't be too happy about that, but I don't suppose it matters that much at this stage, does it?
I think Jeff Leake said before it'd be nice if the interchange man kicked a goal. Well, he was trying to get one for you there, Jeff.
Exciting, I suppose. He was carried away with the excitement then. We'll hear the Blues, the two of them having a run at it. Here's Brown. Helped there by Asia, and clever play, a little pat on from Asia back to Brown. Beating him from position there was Dwyer. He's played pretty well, Dwyer. He's only 19, another youngster, but there's others out there younger than him, 17 and 18-year-olds, but shows a bit of polish and a bit of ability. 22 possessions to Dwyer. That's Green and Edwards.
Edwards a backhander. Beauty to Ogier. Almost hauled in there by Majizak. Whitty's there, number 21. Majizak battled back nicely. It's a pat on the head. Playing out time here at the MCG in the reserve grade grand final. It's back-to-back premierships for Carlton. They lead by 30 points. And St Kilda still leads slightly in the kicks department. It's what you do with them that counts, though. The Blues have done the better. Sitting over the top of it. Devonport hatching it, and he's penalised. Well, I don't know why he's aggrieved about that. The umpires have done a pretty good job here today. Umpires Dorr and Snett. Free kicks are dead even, so can't complain.
No, that's right. He didn't do enough with that one. He just sat on that one as you called it.
Well, we're going to have a nice set shot.
Foster, I think it is.
It is Foster's. And it's a lovely kick. Not quite long enough, and the man in front is Asia, and they just can't get past him. He has those St Kilda defenders mesmerised, a lot of them.
Yeah, that's right. Here's Ogier again in front. The right position. No one went the punch for St Kilda, and that's the problem.
Isn't it unbelievable, Bernie, that maybe they've given up?
Well, that's a basic principle, isn't it? You must go the punch when caught behind. And that's 9 marks to Darren Ogier. And he is lining up for his third goal.
Third goal,
yes. Third goal. He's kicked 2 goals for the afternoon. And he's been a great player up there on that Carlton forward line. What's he done with that one? Missed it? Hit the post.
Hit the post, yes.
2 goals 5 to Darren Ogier.
Compare that with Philip Poursanidis, 8 goals straight.
8 goals straight, yes. From how many kicks from Poursanidis? It was an incredible performance from the Blues full forward.
But I think Ogier's been the better performance, the way he's won the ball and the way he's marked it.
But Poursanidis, 8 goals from 10 kicks. You can't argue with that conversion rate. Evans can go inboard to Dwyer, or should have. Kicks instead. And bounces back for John Peter Budge. And he's over, oh no, not quite on the practice wicket area, but there's been a lot of slipping today. Only can be a minute or 2 left in this match. And you'll see Carlton celebrate. Will it be the first of 2 celebrations for them today? Williams tap taken by Harms. Got some Hawthorn supporters singing down in front of us as away goes Majizak. He's still got a bit of pace. In fact, it's been good stamina shown here in very trying conditions. 31 degrees when we last saw a thermometer. As Lamb hands it across to Jobling. Jobling to the wing. Good pass taken by Gamble. He gives it back up towards half forward. Jobling's kick finds John Peter Budge. It's some shepherding from Odgers. Good effort. Oh, top kick. He is class, John Peter Budge. He's kicked his 3rd goal. Perhaps the last hurrah for the Saints.
Yeah, that's a goal of the day, that one from John Peter Budge. Hard up against the boundary line. And he's got class stamped all over him, this player. Here it is, runs out wider. Only about 3 or 4 metres in from the boundary line on a tight angle. And he's kicked his 3rd goal. 3 goals 4 for the afternoon to Peter Budge. Hasn't converted probably as well as he should have. But he's been a very lively performer up there on that forward line.
A minute to go, perhaps. Maybe not as much as that. The Saints quickly into attack again. Dwyer. The Blues start to regroup again. Spiro Corgamills. Unselfishly on to Peter Budge. Can he repeat the dose? No. It was a one only. Gamble dropped it. Struggles up. Gets to his feet. Has another shot. Kicks. Manning takes it and runs in to kick Manning's 6th goal.
He's got 3 in this quarter.
Yeah, 6 goals to Manning. And full marks to this young St Kilda side. They've really fought this game out. Only for that 2nd quarter when Carlton got away from them. They've really stuck to their guns. And Carlton haven't been able to run away with this game as we thought they might have been able to. There's a very easy goal to Manning. He's 6 for the afternoon. 6 goals 2 to Manning.
I think really it speaks volumes for the training that these players put in. We thought they may have been wilting in the 2nd term under the heat, but really we haven't seen anybody cramp. And players that looked like they might have been faltering have come back. They really are fit sportsmen. I know some people from overseas that I was speaking to in 1985 who watched the VFL Grand Final said it was 36 of the fittest athletes on one sporting arena that you'd see anywhere in the world.
Well, that's right, Peter. They have to be very fit to play this game because it's very physically demanding, and especially playing in these conditions, 31 degrees. And as you say, we haven't seen a player go down with cramp, so they're very fit boys out there.
Well, you did well, Bernie. You kept yourself fit for a long, long time. And there's a siren. The Blues have won the reserve grade grand final. They've beaten the Saints. The Blues with 18-17, 125 to St Kilda, 15-15, 105.
Yes.